Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week number 5 of the Fall Skirmish. I'm Zeke, and if you're just tuning in, this week we are joined by legend Cypher PK.
Hey
Cypher.
guys, it's a pleasure to be here. We just got finished casting the EU skirmish, which was amazing. And now we have the NA guys, and today we're going to be doing a noob commentary, but in reverse, because we're watching some of the best players in the world duke it out for a lot of money and some club points.
That's right. Talking about clubs, we saw during the week an ATK Grand Prix, and we have some of our favorite clips that we wanted to share with you guys. We'll let the first one play out, and then we'll talk more on the second one. Let's take a look.
God's plan. No! Oh my God! Oh no!
Gets me every time.
He's lucky to fall off the map.
I know, he was close. Yeah, so the ATK Grand Prix, in case you did not have a chance to tune in, it was basically bracket-based, so we had players from each club go into playgrounds. There was 4 of them, and then the top 2 progressed on in the bracket. And now you're probably asking yourself, well, hold on, Zeke. That's a lot of players. So, like, who won the whole thing?
No
what are
way,
the victors? Don't worry. We're going to cover that because don't forget we had 4 winners from North America and 4 winners from Europe. We covered them European ones early, so let's take a look at the NA winners. Now, coming in at 4th was Punisher, and 2nd was Reverse 2K, so it's 150 points for the Bush Bandits. Coming in on number 2 was Ace with 200 points again for the Rift Raiders, which left coming in at number 1. Drum roll, please. Envy Lanane. Now, what else something like to point out is Envy Lanane beat everyone. It wasn't even close. Envy Lanane said, hey, I am the golf cart racing champion, and he proved it. Now we'll show also the European standings. So these are all the points that the clubs are going to accumulate, and we'll have the updated club standings coming into this week. Now keep in mind, Cypher, these are not the club standings coming out of the European scene. We are going to wait. It's going to be a big surprise at the end of the day once we have the final standings. But coming into the Week 5 format, Bush Bandits, oh, just kidding, this is updated. I'm getting word. This is completely updated. I don't know what this is going to be. I'm going to look over there. Pow, who's in first? Bush Bandits. Wait,
let's
so
go.
Are these numbers right that you showed me then?
I believe so, yeah. People did the math. Bush Bandits are in the lead.
There you go.
I'm a fellow Bush Bandit, so I'm really happy to see that.
In 2nd are Dusty Dogs with 3,155. Who's in 3rd? Fortnite's 3,095. Now 4th, if your numbers are correct, that means that the last 2 are really close. So I'm assuming, yeah, Rift Raiders is 2,690, and then Lucky Llamas is like, yeah.
Yep.
Those numbers, are they right or are they close?
They were right.
Oh my gosh. Shout out
Thank
to
you,
people
Reddit.
on Reddit for doing the math in your minds. You guys are geniuses. But there you go. This is a surprise because I actually didn't even know this, so it's pretty cool.
So Bush Bandits are in the lead, but anything can happen right now. And then next week is the final week with the TwitchCon event, and I think there's going to be a lot of points up for grabs at TwitchCon. So
yeah, and we also have
anything is
trials.
possible. Oh yes, the trials for week 5
this week. That's right. We'll also take a look at the club standings. Wait, no, not the club standings. I'm sorry, the club rosters, and see which participants will be joining us this week. Let's take a look, man. The Bush Bandits. Cypher represent.
That is a stacked Bush Bandit lobby. Ninja and Monster. We got 72 hours in chat from Liquid, and those guys are a serious force to be reckoned with. A couple other notable names. Symphony and Nate Hill. 2 really good players. I've never seen them play together, so this will be interesting to see them on a competitive level.
Yeah, absolutely. That duo is going to be 100% deadly. Coming in and looking at the Fortnites. I mean, DMO and Bizzle, Titans of NA, we see them playing together. Even Base Soldier and Psalm, right? We've seen that duo a lot. I'm excited also to see Kitty Plays and Gorilla. She was here casting with us not too long ago. Now we go over to the Lucky Llamas, Zate and Aspect, Poach
and Vivid. They've done really well together in a lot of skirmishes, and they're on the same team, so they have that chemistry. I think people are expecting them to come out and win this, so we'll have to see.
That's right, and taking a look at the Rift Raiders, Zexro and Creo. I mean, these guys have showed up pretty much every week. They've been unbelievable. Even the likes of Tendons and Boo Boo Bush as well.
Cloaksy and Tfue. Tfue having won both the solo competitions, the last 2 solo competitions, he came out on top. So let's see if he can get a third victory for the Fall Skirmish. That would be a 50% win rate considering there's 6 weeks of skirmishes.
Can you imagine?
That would be insane.
That would actually be insane.
Him and Cloaksy have played together a lot, and they've won competitions together in the past, so it's not off the board for them to win it today. So we'll see.
That's right. And obviously, with every week, we change up the format. We're going with a fan favorite. That is the Royale Flush, where we will be in dual formats. Victory Royales are obviously worth 3 points. Second and third are worth 2 points. And then fourth and fifth are worth 1 point.
And if you get 8 eliminations, that's 3 points. 6 or 7 is going to get you 2. 4 and 5 is going to get you 1. And if you happen to win and have 8 or more eliminations, it's going to be a Royale Flush. So on top of all the points, you gain an extra 2 points. Now, in the EU competitions, there were some close calls, but no one actually got the Royale Flush. So let's see if NA is going to come out and break that dry streak of Royale Flushes.
That's right. And don't forget, Cypher, the Royale Flush, if you pull one off, is worth 10K. Now, this is before placements happen. On top of that, the most eliminations that'll happen in a single match, that duel will walk away with 25K. What's interesting is that in EU, to start the day, Tixie and Kinstar drop 11 eliminations in game 1, and then in match number 6, Madsen and Blackcell, Jamside and SSK, 2 separate duels drop 11 eliminations in the final game, and we had 3 teams tying for that 25K. So we'll have to see. Maybe NA drops like a 20 bomb. I don't know.
It's possible.
We'll see. For you guys at home, don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know what you're thinking of all the action. Let us know how Cypher's helping you level up your gameplay. Don't forget to rep your favorite club. And obviously, it's a conversation. We love talking with you guys and hearing what you have to say. With that, though, the players are loading onto the battle bus, where we will get launched up here shortly. If you haven't had time to tune in to Fortnite this week, we've also released the quad crasher. We saw some of that earlier.
Yeah, there was some plays.
Yes,
I think we'll see more here.
I think so.
NA, they're a little bit crazier.
Yeah, we've definitely seen them be used more in scrims. I believe Poach recently tweeted out a rotation he made where he claimed high ground from someone utilizing the quad crasher. So we're really excited to see.
I've seen some interesting things from Poach, Chab, and Myth all coming out with the quad crasher.
Oh, man. There's been some great plays, but here we go. Starting off the bus with reverse 2K. Bus is coming in from Haunted Hills, heading down toward Paradise. This is a pretty solid bus, all things considered. Not too far if you're trying to go to that north side of the map that you have to fly.
It'll be interesting to see the spread in comparison to the EU guys, and also interesting to see how many people want to contest the floating island. It seemed to be always contested in the previous competitions. Yep. It looks like there's at least 2 or 3 teams potentially landing there, but maybe one of those teams will notice that and they'll use the island to rotate somewhere else. And I think that's what's happening right now. You can see the pink guys right there, but they're like floating away from the island.
Yeah,
and that's a very smart move of them. So it gives you that option to, like, you might go there, but if there's too many people, you could always redirect and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and don't forget we also saw those floating islands that have vortexes around them as well, just above the corrupted zones. So you could actually utilize the floating island to rotate one of those and then go even farther. So a lot of opportunities here. Right off the bat, Nick Mercs.
I have never seen Nick Mercs outside of Tilted Towers.
Now look who's on the end of the barrel here. It's Ghost Aiden. I mean, this is a rivalry of the century.
He's got such a good loadout, too. Wait, is Aiden partnered with Nick Mercs?
No, he is not. He is paired with Ambrew Games. And Ambrew goes down.
Ambrew goes down. It's going to be a 1v2 with Aiden and Nick Mercs. They must have agreed to, like, maybe meet here, because both of these guys outside of Tilted is such a rare sighting, and Aiden just won't leave Nick alone. Let's see if Aiden can make it out of this alive. He only has a pistol and a green tack, so it's not looking too good. I won't be surprised if he tries to just leave, exiting out of the back and floating away.
Just use the vortex to disengage. I think he's probably concerned that they might try to, like, press on him since it's just him.
There seems to be a chest still here. Nick Mercs is now on the roof. He's breaking down. They will meet each other here very shortly. Aiden's going to retreat. He does not have a lot to his name. 40 wood. He can only build 4 pieces before he's out. Nick Mercs, on the other hand, the compact SMG, green tack, and a assault rifle.
It's looking okay for right now. Now, man, again, Aiden is just being pressured. They even go as far as to pop the chest. They're like, hey, look, Aiden, we're not even worried. So where you at? I think you're right, though, Cypher. If I was Aiden,
he needs to exit.
Yeah.
And even after exiting, he needs to try to rotate somewhere that's uncontested. But Aiden is, you know, he's confident, and he's always played confident. So he's, you know, even with a pistol and a green tack, you got to be careful with this guy. He's very accurate, and he can take you out in two hits with the green tack. He'll take you out.
That's a great point.
He's being pressured right now. He's got his green tack out. He's looking for the play. He's looking for the play, but it's just not enough. Hysteria and Nick Merckx both are very experienced players. They were just not going to let that happen. He didn't have the comeback potential, and that was just a little bit unfortunate. Nick Merckx getting revenge on Aiden. Let's see how that goes for the rest of the matches. We got a fight in the Dusty Divot Diner. Great shot from Kenneth, the heavy shotgun. He does not have a lot of health left, but he has some bandages. Will he stop to pop them? It seems like his partner is down, so he might be going for the
very cheeky revive.
Bizzle might let this happen. I don't think he knows where he was.
Oh, look over here, though. Nate Hill and Symphony engaged against Margosi and One Shot Girl.
Margosi being the winner of the PAX Skirmish Grand Finals.
That's right, man.
He has a lot under his belt. I think he knows they're there, but they're going to choose to disengage. I think both teams don't want to take this early fight. They're both smart, and I see the way Nate Hill and Symphony play. They are aggressive players, but they're smart about their aggression. And I think right now taking an early fight while the circle, the safe zone, is north of them, they don't want to risk that, because even if they win that fight, it might not pay off.
Exactly. Especially even though they're pretty much about to top off, be 200-200. It's just maybe not worth getting into this early.
Yeah, they just don't have the mats for it right now.
Yeah.
And it was a good call on both teams to disengage, but they might meet up if Morgaus and One Shot Girl don't rotate out early enough. There's a lot of brick in this area here. Fatal Fields is a very good place to land for wood and brick. You can pretty much get max wood, max brick, so it's going to always be a contested place. Just south in Lucky Landing, we have a team here, and there's a team near the rifts, and they just took the rifts that are on the end of the road there.
Yeah, it's bailed out. They're like, we're good.
Yep. So FaZe Thieves and Alex Ace finishing their farming. They do have to move fairly soon. The circle, the edge of the circle is around Salty Springs, so they're not very close there. They might have been banking on these rifts that were on the end of the road, but the other team actually took both rifts. Or did they leave one behind? It looks like they left one behind.
Yeah, one up there maybe?
Is that? It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but that either could have been a rift or a piece of loot.
Yeah, blue loot. We'll have to see in a little bit. But back over to Symphony and Nate Hill. Take a look at the minimap at the top right. You've got a team coming up on the north side. Don't forget, Margosi and One Shot Girl are not that far behind. It's high distortion in FaZe Yellow. Okay.
That is a force right there.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful with those
Listen,
guys.
HD, man. Oh, calm down, please. Not like this. I don't think they know of each other just yet.
And it looks like they're going in opposite directions, so they might not meet up, but they might see each other here soon because it's a pretty open area. Cowboy and Kasid holding it down in the corrupted zone. This is not a bad place to be. Even if you're on the edge of the circle, you can rotate out of here so quickly using the stones and the like the craters. What do you call them, Zeke?
Craters is fine.
Craters is fine.
The bounce on out.
Yeah, and it's such a good rotation. So just being here, even if you're on the edge of the circle, even if the circle moves all the way to the other side, you can take those craters and just fly across the map pretty much. You just got to be careful not to get lasered. And fortunately for these guys, TXC's not in their game. Hopefully they won't get lasered.
Yeah. We saw in the kill feed, Tfue takes down a player, and his teammates secured the elimination. So they're alive somewhere, and they're racking up elims very quickly. But now we're back over winner Margos. Just chilling, man. They're kind of taking their time. The Storm's at their back.
They're prioritizing the materials, and that's good. They're avoiding the fights. You really want to have 1,000, 1,000. You don't have at least 2,000 materials going into the late game.
Yeah.
One thing they got to be careful, though, is the Storm is on their back. So if they get into a fight here, they end up using the materials that they've been farming for, and then they have to deal with the Storm as well. There is a corrupted zone just north of them, and there are some cubes still left, so that's good. They'll help them rotate.
Yeah, they've got 3, 4, 5 stones there.
And just look at that speed. You get so far, and then you use that momentum. You just carry forward.
So if you don't know about this,
this is the move.
Yep, you Shadow Stone, you take this bounce, and then you carry that momentum. You just continue to hop, and it just keeps your momentum moving forward so you can really make some very fast rotations. Unfortunately, Margossi hits the little lip there, so it kills the momentum.
This is actually like a very recent change in terms of the momentum carrying over. And a lot of players have found out cool tricks to use momentum in the game, whether it's launch pads or grapplers. And if you jump right as you hit the ground, if you jump, you'll carry that momentum over, and you'll sort of bunny hop across the field. And I think the reason why Margossi didn't do it is because they were in the circle, and while you're flying across like that, you're kind of an easy target.
Yeah.
When you're in that state, that invisibility state, you can't build. And if you try to transition into your normal state, there's a bit of a delay before you can start building or shooting back.
Yeah. I think that was very smart. I mean, again, their backs are to the storm. They don't really have that far to go. The circle is just north here near Retail Row, so it's not that far away. The Kiwi Face, though, and Sen Animal building their way across near Tomato Town.
Gonna try to get on top of this hill. I assume this is in the circle. Yes, it is. They want to control this hill to have the high ground advantage. It's not a bad place to be for them. And you can see he has the quad launcher with 14 rockets in it.
Oh, man. The quad launcher was putting in a lot of work. We saw that earlier. I'm very excited to see one here in game number 1. Now, look. Beats here. Alex.
They have 2 eliminations on the board so far. Looking to secure maybe the first point if they catch another team off guard. Monster is here. I don't see Ninja with him. That is his partner. And King Richard and the General are here too. So it's like a Bush Bandit reunion.
Getting word that Ninja has actually fallen. El Jefe is down. So his teammate is left to fend for himself.
The sniper rifle is extremely useful in these games because of how many people assume that you don't have one.
Right.
Sometimes it's very hard to fit the sniper into your arsenal. You want the shotgun, you want the SMG, you want the assault rifle, and you prioritize explodes typically because a lot of people are very good at building. But having a sniper rifle in these competitive games can catch a lot of people off guard, and if you hit your shots, we saw last week Tfue hit consistent shots with the heavy sniper and catching a lot of solo players off guard. And the same thing could happen here. You just have to be very accurate and position yourself in a good way. So let's see if that happens today with King Richard.
You know, that's a really great point because earlier we saw Atlantis Mitra, the Titan he is, he actually got shut down in literally the start of, I believe, game 3 or 4 because someone had that sniper and took him down right off the gate. So that's a great point, man. We'll have to see if Richard can utilize the sniper. But over here, Grand Pooh Bear and Ranger.
Bit of a build
Ranger's
fight.
down.
He loses the high ground right here, but I don't think he's that concerned about it. I think he wants to go and finish off the person that he knocked. Is that his teammate?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
that
got
is.
him right
That
here.
is.
He's
He's
trying
gonna
to
try
get
to pick him
Ranger up. Now, oh, it's FaZe Replays who's up top.
And I think Replays, his partner, Spaceline, is down. He gets the edit with the window, putting a lot of pressure.
Is it enough? He has to go to the swap.
Oh my goodness, he has 8 health. He needs to pop that bandage right now. It's going to start ticking for 2. I don't think he's going to make it out
barely
alive.
made it.
I don't think he's going to make it out alive because the storm is going to start ticking for 2 unless he has a way to move across in a very short period of time. Make sure he doesn't take any fall damage here. He might. This is going to come down to the wire.
He might barely make this. Come on.
It will start ticking for 2 in 20 seconds. You know what? I think he's got it. I think he's got it. He will make it out. He has 1,000 wood, 500 brick.
I don't
What was that?
think he's...
I think he hesitated a little bit.
Oh, no. Replays, you got this. Replays.
He has it.
Oh, gosh.
He has it.
Oh, gosh. Just jump! Just jump! Oh.
That small hesitation he took when
Yep.
he was looking to see maybe there was some bandages in that trailer park location, that kind of cost him.
Yep.
If he just kept running at the storm, he was going to make it out. A few health, maybe he could have turned it into something, but he was definitely going to make it out if it wasn't for that small bit of hesitation.
Now we are near, what do you like to call this? I typically call this containers.
Containers is what I usually call it.
Okay. Someone recently told me to call it stacks. Dispatcher is saying containers. You know, there's like stacks of containers.
Yeah. I know, Mick Merckx calls it stacks, but he calls a lot of things different names that, you don't even think of. So I just call it containers. And it's a good spot, especially when it comes to having a lot of metal. You'll notice we were watching Snood and his partner, they both had a good amount of metal. Tfue and Cloak, 2 limbs. They're in the circle. They've got a decent amount of materials, not as much as they'd probably like, but if they get a couple of limbs here, they could fill up those material counts very, very quickly.
You see King Richard making his way down with his duo partner, and in a kill feed, we saw High Distortion take down Bobby Bojangles.
61 meters with a rifle.
And that was a straight up elimination. That wasn't a knock. Now Clarify here and Science. We're trying to make this rotation. I feel like the position they're going from now is pretty
You got
safe.
a sniper as well. You got the heavy sniper. You're seeing more use of the sniper, I feel like, in these modes, and people are realizing that they are more valuable because you can catch people slipping.
And now look at this. They're looking like they're going to make this safe rotation. You do have people all around them. But if they approach this correctly, nope, just kidding.
Another snipe shot coming from the west. You really don't see this many snipers.
Yeah, this is probably more snipers than we've seen all day in Europe. Now taking a look at the scoreboard right there at the top. These currently with the most eliminations. Now keep in mind this is outside of people that are eliminated. So right now we got a lot of teams here with 2.
72 people, 73 people still alive. That is a lot of people.
We got another minute before this storm overtakes this area and we get a new safe zone. So now I'm assuming we're going to see things slow down a little bit, Cypher. You know, a lot of these players have already kind of established their ground. They've fortified. Now they're just waiting to see someone else make a move, maybe someone make a mistake.
I think Tempo might have just knocked down High Distortion, if I read that correctly.
Hesse here losing his teammate to Geomach.
But having so much loot right here, he's going to be stacked out on brick and wood, and he has a good amount of shields and extra shields. Here's Tempo and Geomach.
Near Tomato Temple, still 70 players.
DMO eliminated Monster from 80 meters with a rifle, so that duo is now down.
And keep in mind, this is still just game 1, right? We almost say like a warm-up game, so it's okay.
They always tend, the first game is always the slowest, and the last game is always the most crazy.
Yeah. And now they're just trying to gather some information, trying to see what there is to see. Look at how many players are here built up. 2x2s, even some as far as like Ashton and Jack. You see, they just took over that whole house.
Is now theirs. And they're being very smart about it because they're actually they're building to replace the house, but like I said before, you get more materials out of replacing a wall than just keeping it there. So you're using materials to fortify your base that you're currently in, but taking down that wall is going to get you like 14, 16 materials, and then you spend 10. So you're still gaining slowly while also fortifying and having walls that belong to you that you can edit and look through.
Now we get the new safe zone, Cypher. It's down south. A lot of people have to make rotations. Mista and Ghoul are just out. They're like, time to rotate.
You'll notice a lot of really good players, especially like Ghost Ghoul, they like to make the early rotation so they don't get caught with the storm. They don't want to risk that. Nate Hill and Symphony, I think
they secured an elim there.
They secured an elim. They might be looking for his partner, or the person might have instantly gone down. There is another team near the diner on the other side of them. Parallax and Kenneth are still alive.
Oh, man.
Last time we checked on them, they were at the diner, and Parallax was down, and they're still there. So my assumption, if they have not eliminated a lot of people, is they're kind of low on resources.
Yeah.
Because being in the same place for that long, you can't really capitalize off of looting or farming. There's not really a lot of materials to get from the diner anyways.
We see one shot girl Margossi here engaged with Strafe and his dual partner. And man, they're just trying to make this rotation. Storm's coming in though. They need to start moving on along.
Here's where you'll see people try to get away without building. Morgau's just moving. Very minimal builds. He's hoping he doesn't get shot, and if he doesn't, that'll be great for him because he spent no mats making this rotation. It's risky. You see the window opening up there, but it's not even aiming at him, so he's not even going to bother. And now he feels like, okay, I'm close enough to a lot of people, and I'm close to the circle, so let's get in. You see how he spent maybe like 60 or 70 materials making that rotation, and if he had been focused, he would have ended up spending 400 or 500. Just the fact that he was able to slip by saved him so many resources that he can use in the late game. And that's why you'll see players make like plays like that, you might think, oh, that's so risky. And sometimes it costs them. Sometimes they do go down because of it. But it's so worth it when it pays off like that.
And taking a look at the kill feed, Tfue finds base soldier and another player went down as well. I don't know how we're doing it, Cypher. We're still at 66 players, and look at the new safe zone down south. Look at the congestion up north of this circle.
Everybody was hoping it would finish up on the hill, so they positioned themselves there.
Everyone from up top has to make their way across each other down in the new safe zone.
Tfue and Cloak, unfortunately, are low on health. They have the materials, and they look like they have the weaponry, but Cloak looks like he's bandaging, so he might be sitting at 75 when it's all said and done. Tfue sitting at 86 health. That's not a lot of health, so if they get focused on this rotation, it could get ugly. However, they need one more elimination, and he took out Liquid Poach!
With a explode. Not
now
only did he take down a Titan, but that's a point. Cypher.
That is a point right there, and they're not done yet. I think they want to take down Vivid with him as well. They're putting a lot of pressure on Vivid. Vivid's going to do a good job protecting himself, adding extra layers. Some rocket coming in on Tfue. He needs to be careful. If he gets touched by one, he's going to go down.
Oh,
Cloak is also extremely weak. There's a campfire that's very clutch. If him and Cloak, yes, I was going to say they need to reunite, and they need to try to use that campfire together. Will he pick up the Boogie Bombs? Yes, he will. There's no reason to carry two assault rifles. So, they have the materials.
Oh, that's a player
They
on the
have
left.
4 limbs. He's building up. He's trying to avoid the storm. He cannot get tagged. Him and Cloak splitting up slightly. Cloak a little bit more weak.
He's Hysteria.
He takes out Hysteria before going down. They need one more limb. Cloak is down to 2 health remaining. He's rotating out, still alive somehow. And he goes down to the storm. He goes down to the storm. Tfue is in a good position if he can make it into the circle. He has enough mats. He just needs to secure one more elim to potentially get a second point. It's looking pretty grim right now, and they're going to go down, but without any second point. At least they got 5 limbs, though. That was pretty good to secure that in the late game. Unfortunately, not having extra minis kind of cost them there. They were too weak to make that rotation. They had the resources, but they got focused too much. It was really clutch on Cloak to realize that he was low health and go and take out Hysteria before going down. Sometimes you got to make that play. Sometimes you got to understand, okay, this is too hard of a rotation to make. Let me try to get something on the board before going out.
Yeah. You saw they split up as well, so he was like, hey, you take high ground, I'm just going to try and make something happen. It's Hysteria. They got him. Keep going, man. Now we're down to 41 players. We're moving
Parallax
east.
goes down to the storm and then gets eliminated by Dusty. And you gotta recognize when somebody goes down to the storm, if they bleed out, no one gets the elimination for that. But if you take them out, even after they get down, you'll get that extra point. So you gotta be aware of your surrounding. Excels and Savage. Oh, gets hit really hard by that pump.
Oh, he's just got to bail on his teammate.
Storm is closing in fast. They need to rotate into the circle. He has about 600 materials left. He's going to start using the grappler to save the material count, so he doesn't have to spend too much to make this rotation. He might even be overbuilding right here because no one's really shooting at him, and he's using a lot of his resources without getting pressured.
Guys, you gotta go. What are you doing? Oh no. Oh, they got caught up in the storm. And I believe I saw on the kill feed earlier, Nate Hill went down to envy Lenane and Skatch. I believe Skatch got the knock and Lenane got the secure. We're down to still 30
people. Still
people,
a lot
Cypher.
of people alive. I think some of these guys need to realize that the elimination incentive is what's going to win you this tournament. And it's what's going to secure you the cash prize. If you can go out and get 10, 11 eliminations, that's how you're going to win this thing. So we're going to see some more aggression, hopefully coming from these guys in the next few games.
Now we have to go onto this mountain right now.
That stink grenade really stinged him a little bit. He's lost so much health as a result. He's down to his last 30 health. 300 wood left. He's got a campfire. He's got some minis. He just needs to get to the circle and try to make it out with his partner. Ghost, Tfue, and Colton holding the high ground. They have enough materials to secure it. This is going to be the final circle, so they just need to layer with what they have and maybe go for the heal off and send one person down to get some more limbs. Sketch and Envy Lane. They survived. The storm was on their back. They've got 2 medkits. So they'll be able to get healthy if they don't get focused here.
You gotta wonder, are they gonna probably save one of those for a potential heal off?
I think they're both too weak. I think they both have to use it.
Yeah.
It would be smart, but it's also a risky play. It's a risk-reward type of situation.
Oh, Colton knocks Envy Lane with a rifle.
Someone just used a shockwave and fell into the storm. And now they're trying to run back into the circle, but they might go down. And yes, they did. A couple people went down to the storm.
Triz takes down Animal. Colton finds an elimination there on Envy Lane. Tempo takes down Triz and shotguns someone else and finally secures Triz as well. There's a lot going down.
72 hours. And Liquid Chap still alive. 0 limits for both, but these guys play for the late game. They always do. They're very consistent at making it to the end. Tfue and Colton trying to keep the high ground. They're being pressured and challenged, but JMock goes down, challenging them. JMock will bleed out here shortly. I don't think Tempo's gonna be able to save him. You see how they're putting pressure on him from 2 different sides, and it works. There's another limb. That is 5 limbs for Tfue and Colton. They need 1 more to secure a second point. Everyone alive right now has secured a point at least for being in the top 5. So you got to feel good about that. Now it's just time to see if you can secure top 3, maybe a victory royale, or maybe more limbs. Someone just used a shockwave grenade and got knocked by the storm. That was Liquid Chat. I really wonder what just happened there. Colton is going to go down and try to find people who are trying to heal. It seems like he can't really find anybody. It was a good attempt, but it did not pay off. Tfue is going for the medkit heal. He should be able to get it off, but the question is, will somebody else out heal him?
2 players have gone down.
He must have mistimed his heal.
Colton, it's
Matt
down to 1v1. 72 hours gone. It's Tempo that secures that win. Wow. I was not expecting game 1 to go down that way. We end up going off to a heal off.
I think we'll see less heal offs as the game continues, because I don't think anybody had more than 5 limbs.
Right.
And that means that there's a team that's currently leading the limbs with maybe 5 or 6 limbs at most. And people are going to realize that, hey, we can get $25,000 if we just get, 6 limbs, 7 limbs. Let's go put it on the board and put some pressure so that people go for that. Since the bar was low for the limbs, more people will probably go for it in the 2nd game and 3rd game. So
okay, yeah, because I mean, in game 1 of Europe, we saw Tixi and Kinstar drop 11 eliminations out in game 1, and we see half of that here at Max in game 1 of North America.
That might have actually discouraged some people from even attempting to go for it, considering 11 might have seemed like a high number for them. But since this one's starting off slow and the limb count is lower, more people might see it as an achievable thing. Like, hey, we only need 6 to get 25,000 or 7. Let's go for it. Let's try to secure that. So I think game 2, you'll see more people attempting that, and it will just snowball, and hopefully they'll keep pushing it higher and higher, and we'll see some crazy plays coming in.
I hope so. Let's take a look at the highlights coming out of match number 1 from the North American scene. Tempo, though, secures it all, and I mean, this is how we started the game, was Nick Merckx versus Aiden rematch.
I'm so surprised they were there.
Yeah, that was not Nick/Aiden Towers, so I'm not sure what was going on there, but they met up on the floating island. Phase replays.
Replay's nearly making it out.
Oh, so he made just one. You talked about him, and he hesitated for 1 brief second. And that was all it took. Tfue and Cloaksy as well.
Taking out Poach.
That was a huge find. Huge find there. And man.
Nate Hill going down to Excel's. Tempo winning the game. Even though JMock went down, he went down late game, but Tempo found a place to be and healed. Did what he had to do.
He did what he had to do here in game number 1. Don't forget, we have 5 more games heading your way after this. We are gearing up all of our players. They're boarding the battle bus. They're just taking their sweet time, but we'll have more of that action heading your way as soon as we can. With that, man, you know, this is a very slow start to the day. I'm a little disappointed, just a tiny bit. Not a lot, just like a little bit. Like I wanted to see. Europe was like, hey, 11 elims, sure. And then North America was like,
Muchachos,
6
¿me
elims?
confirman o las personas que estén en vivo
Maybe.
si se ve
Oh, yeah,
bien, no
they
hay
definitely
lag
start
ni
slow,
nada?
and
¿Me confirman
it's
por
like
ahí por el chat?
it's a different type of Fortnite culture, like I
Y
was
si
talking
les
about
gusta, pues
earlier.
apóyenme con un like, porfa.
The NA guys, they like to get the elims in the late game. It's like their meta. And of course, the EU guys do that as well, but they also do try to secure a few prior to that. We saw a few teams in the first game of the EU get 4 elims, 3 elims, going to the late game, and that was a consistent thing. We were looking at the late game here, and the most was 2 elims before the last few circles happened. And I think at the end, I don't even think anybody got 6 elims. I don't think anybody did. So whoever got the Victory Royale is going to be leading with 3 points, and then maybe there's another team with 2 points. But I think every other team had 4 elims or 5 elims or less, and you need 6 to get 2.
Yeah.
So turn it up, guys. Go for those elims. I promise you it's the way you're going to win the game, because the people who won and placed in the top 5 in the EU event were slaying out, and they were getting those consistent points, 4 elims, 5 elims, placing top 5 with 4 or 5 elims. That's how you do it.
Yep. And obviously more quad crashers. We need to see more quad crashers just across the board. We actually didn't see a lot of the quad launcher. We saw one duo had it at the start of the game, which is pretty surprising because, I mean, North America does favor that as far as, like, during scrims, and that's kind of the meta as well.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious to see if we'll see more of that. We actually didn't even see a lot of, like, Rift to goes, which is really surprising because I feel like EU
We saw a lot
had
of
more of them.
snipers.
Yes,
a lot of
we
teams had
did.
the sniper rifle. I think people are noticing how effective it can be in these games. And there's some very accurate people out there, and I feel like they always prefer to have an SMG over the sniper. But most of the times you're fighting either long range or very close range, and you can give up some stuff to fit it in, and it could pay off big time, especially when there is an elimination incentive like we have today.
Yeah, for sure. And don't forget, this is just the first game. This is just the feeler out, okay? We saw a similar thing kind of happen in Europe. First game was a little slow. There was some high eliminations happening, but then the action ramped up over the course of the next following subsequent games. So I think here in game number 2, they're going to turn it on.
Pick it up, fellas.
Well, what are you hoping to see from the Bush Bandits?
Well, the Bush Bandits, I didn't see them. Well, actually, Liquid Chap and 72 Hours. I think they got 2nd place, which is good. I like that. That's going to put us up there. And I think they'll consistently make it to the end. And those guys are probably our best duo on the Bush Bandits. No offense to everyone else. I just think they have what it takes to take it home. If anybody from the Bush Bandits is going to take it, it's going to be Chap and 72. So go out there and do your thing, guys. Just and also, I want to see 72 Hours put the Bush back on, because I remember in one of the duos, he eliminated me while he was wearing a Bush.
Oh.
And at first I was upset, but then when I realized it was him, I was like, you know, it's whatever. Tom is a cool guy.
Okay. Yeah, Tom is great. Super fun. It's a great guy. Yeah, man. So obviously we should talk about, this is the last week 5, and then we're on to TwitchCon. We saw the club standings earlier. Club standings are very, very close. And again, we've got the trials this week. I mean, Bush Bandits, you guys have been on a little bit of a tear for a while now. For like the last 2 or 3 weeks, you guys have just been on top.
We've been leading since the beginning.
Yeah.
Pretty much, which is great to see. And both on NA and EU, like, we've been doing well.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's very close. And we got the trials, and we have TwitchCon, which is, there's going to be a lot of points up for grabs. So, like, any one of these clubs could potentially come out on top.
Even Lucky Llamas, who were down there at the bottom end, they're still finding their way up. They're right behind the Rift Raiders, man. A lot of these teams are clutching it up, coming out on top of these trials. So I think people will be surprised to see what trial number 5. Wait, is that trial number? Yeah, that's trial technically number 5.
Oh, we haven't talked about it yet, right?
No.
Will we talk about it today?
Oh, maybe. I'll think about it. I might tease it.
I
We'll
might
see.
have to just leak it anyways.
For you guys at home that are tuning in, enjoying all the action, don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. We love to hear from you guys, hear what you have to say, make some predictions. What do you think? What are you hoping to see? Obviously, Quad Crasher. I'll just answer the question for you. Quad Crasher. Yep, got it. And obviously, talk about Cypher. He's been great. If you guys missed out on the European scene, man, you guys missed out on a lot. Cypher was dropping a lot of knowledge on us then. And I mean, we're just gearing up right now, man. We got 5 more games left to cast with you, so it's going to be a great day overall.
It's only going to get better. It can only get better.
Yeah.
When it comes to Fortnite, there's there's more at stake as you continue. There's only a few more games left, and then you're just going to be like, all right, guys, this is our moment. Let's do it. And that happened in the EU scene, and we're going to see it happen again in the NA scene.
Yeah.
Game 2 coming right up, guys. Let's see how this battle bus is shaping out to be.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully all the players thank the bus driver for working tirelessly, but now we are hopping into game number 2 on the North American scene.
I don't really thank the bus driver, to be honest with you.
What?
I don't. I always forget.
All right.
It's not that big of a deal, right?
Look, I'm just saying, if someone's working tirelessly, you just want to give them a thank. Look at all those thank yous. Space Lion did it. Must
I
be.
mean, he's dropping.
Vamos
into
por la
death,
partida
so,
2,
like,
muchachos, entonces.
I
Estén
don't know if I should be
atentos.
thanking him.
Ahorita
Alright,
jugó
Space Lion, I'll give you that. That's
Tfue.
fair. Okay, but here we go, seeing out the new bus. It's a low bus as far as the map goes, so players are going to have to go a little longer, stretch a little farther to get to that north half. Now, what I'm curious of, we kind of saw a little bit in Europe, was some players, some duos specifically, swapped up their landings.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see if that how that develops over the course of NA. We're looking Tilted Towers. So my first question would be, those duos on top of Floating Island, is that Nick Mercs? Is that Aiden?
It might be. I think they're going out. They're going after each other,
Think
and they
so?
decided to pick a more neutral ground because Tilted seems to be Aiden's like favorite location.
Yeah.
One thing I want to mention is they are actually here, and Hysteria is very weak right now underneath. Or he's on top. I can't see where Hysteria is.
Let's take a look. So I believe, yeah, he's just on the other side down a
He's
little lip there.
popping a med kit. He should be able to get the heal off. But they're putting pressure on Nick Mercs. Aiden is very weak.
Hysteria
They have
can't
not
even really
thirsted
help.
Nick Mercs yet, and they just did. Hysteria might be able to clutch this if he hits Aiden first. But they send Ambrew initially. He did take him out, so that was well played on Hysteria. 1 for 1, all right? So
1 for 1.
Nick Mercs took out Aiden the first time. Now Aiden's gonna bounce back a little bit. And I think these guys are just gonna be laying here for the rest of the tournament. One thing I want to mention really quickly that we haven't talked about is the battle bus is actually moving 25% faster.
Oh.
So these late game drops, they're not as bad because you'll get there quicker.
Yep.
So by the time you touch down, you won't be as behind compared to people who jump off right in the beginning. It's a good change. I think a lot of people like that. Flush Factory. I've never landed here before.
Really?
I mean, I've only landed here maybe for a challenge.
Okay. Yeah, Flush Factory's pretty good. Loot's pretty solid. It is on the corner of the map there, but Aspect and Zayt have landed here as well.
They
Looking
can
to
control the high
challenge.
ground.
Yeah, man, this is a tough spot. The circle is not that far. It's up by shifty shafts, so they really don't have too far to rotate. But it's Aspect and Zayt.
Going up against Nick A30.
This is going to be a tough one on both sides, but look, I believe Colt
Nick A30 took the high ground and put a lot of pressure on Aspect, doing some serious damage. He knows he's one shot because he hit him twice with the Silence Legendary Assault Rifle. He now has the low ground and he took a lot of damage.
They very quickly respond. Say,
Yes.
Nick, stop it.
Nick A30's partner, Bewitching Gamer, needs to come in and help him out because he just got knocked. Will he be able to capitalize? Nope. Now it's a 2v1 situation, and what's probably going to happen is they're going to play it smart. Zay is like he has the best weapons. He's
Just a gray SMG.
Yeah, so I think he should have tried to maybe leave. I just don't see this going in his favor. Zay and Aspect are two insanely good players, and they're going to be very calculated about this. Even though it's a 2v1, they're playing very safe, and they're attacking him from different sides.
Man.
Getting some hits on him. He has no more materials left. That's an easy cleanup.
Wow. Dude, just the way that they Oh, that's rough.
That's
Disrespect.
minus 3 points for Aspect and Zay. That's tough, man.
I love the way that they kind of diverted his attention two different ways. He just didn't know where to aim. They just caught him off guard doing different things. Really well played there.
They respected the opponent up until they knocked him. They had...
And then they...
Oh, so close. Kenneth hit some really good shots with the pump, but it just wasn't enough. He nearly knocked out that guy that was rushing at him.
Bold Naga, though, comes out on top. Now Sace.
Oh,
Him
smashing
and
being
IX.
salty. Typical Gamer is putting pressure on these guys. I think Typical Gamer is solo right now. You can look at the map. He's the red arrow on the minimap. He lost his partner early when they tried to land at the vortex. So right now he's just running around salty, trying to maybe pick off some people, but he's decided to disengage after these two guys showed up.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in. If you could catch someone off guard and take them down early, make it a 1v1, then it's kind of worth it. But Ops would just say, look, I'm going to live to build another day. I'm out of here. Let's take a look at some replays, though. Zexro and Rio.
Great shots.
Precision, man.
That silent epic assault rifle is so good at that range. You just got to tap fire.
You talked about the spread specifically. If you're just careful and precise about how you're shooting, it's a laser beam. But now Reverse 2K and Rise.
And Reverse likes to land in Snobby Shores a lot. I've watched him in multiple tournaments, especially duos. He loves landing in Snobby, so he knows this place inside and out. I would be surprised if him and his partner don't take out Naka Ops. I think they already took out his partner, so they know he's here. They're going to put some pressure.
Okay, that was a grenade down low. Here's the thing. If,
right behind him!
He saw him for a second.
He did take off some of his shields. It wasn't a clean shot, but it was enough to at least know that he has shields. And you notice that in these 2v1 situations, these guys don't just rush in, because even in a 2v1, it's very easy to make a mistake, run into a trap, and now you turn into a 1v1. We saw that happen multiple times in the previous competitions, and it can happen again here. But
he's trying to boogie
bomb.
He gets it.
Oh, he boogie bombed himself.
He's trying to run.
It's too late. Reverse knows he's there. I guarantee you, Wheats was yelling on the mic, "We're both boogied. Hurry up. Take him out." It was a good attempt. Reverse was far enough away that if that boogie did not connect with him, he could have potentially gotten a clean headshot on Wheats and turned it into a 1v1. He didn't have a lot of health, so it probably wouldn't have gone his way, but he might have been able to secure a limb if he thirsted him.
Take a look near Dusty. Look how many players are here around. Cuddy and Salt are making their way out. K-Sid and Cowboy are making their way down toward Ghost, Sean, and Ghost Snood inside.
You see, all these guys are coming in because of the vortex. They're going to it. They want to be near it, or they want to use it to rotate into the circle. That's why you're always going to see a congestion of players around here. Cowboy and Case had taken some fire from King Richard and his partner. Back in Salty Springs.
Horrify in a tough spot. He's being
2v2
pinned.
situation.
What can he do here?
He's just
That's a chiller that
holding
just went down.
left click, taking out Horrify. And
People
now
are slipping and sliding.
Mate TV's gonna go down 2. He just got hit with
Oh no, the chiller.
ice trap.
He's trying to stop himself. Okay, he's like,
He's trying to he might not get smacked. Okay, I was gonna say if he moved too much.
if he's continued to slide, yeah.
Okay, so they have enough bandages and they have a campfire and they have a lot of loot. That's very close.
That would have been really fun. I'm not gonna lie. But taking a look at this Margassi in one shot girl replay. They find Clarify in Tilted Towers. Now keep in mind, one shot girl is down, so Margassi is fighting by himself.
He has no materials, anything Tilted, which you're not gonna get a lot of materials out of Tilted. Poach and Vivid against King Richard and the General. But let's not forget that Cease and his partner are still rotating from the storm, and they're rotating right into this fight. Vivid is looking for the long-range pump shot to try to take some damage off. He has 4 shots in the quad launcher. He's gonna try to maybe take the high ground or look for a different angle to use this gun. Look at these edits.
Oh, sneaky makes his way to. Oh, there's a rift
Rift,
right in
but
front
he's
of
not.
him.
He's
Poach and him need to go.
They both
Okay.
got it as the storm is closing.
And look, they can even use the vortex from Floating Island to travel even farther. There is a floating little rock there, chunk to their right. And they have their eyes set on the prize. They know exactly where they're heading off to.
There are going to be so many teams just south of Pleasant in that area, because you can see those teams that are flying through, they use the vortex, and they're going to land close to each other. They won't be able to get all the way into the circle, so there'll be some fights happening right outside of the circle, and then they're going to huddle up. As soon as they get in, they'll probably box in. So a majority of the players are going to be on that, southeast side of the map. So anybody on the northeast has a big advantage that they're not as contested.
Now Vivid's got 14 rounds. in
Look.
the quad launcher.
Vivid and Poach know this. They know the rotation is going to be like that, which is why they're setting up here. They're not even in the circle yet, but they're looking for people who are rotating into the circle. And they're being built up on by Aragon and B-Sox from Luminosity.
I mean, they've got that quad launcher. They can make something happen.
Not notice!
It's not enough.
B-Sox is going to take Vivid down, and now it's a 1v2.
He's got the shockwave. Is he going to burn that now?
He might use it. He might use it to catch him.
Poach
He goes
is
straight
running.
up and back down. He probably might use it again. While Aiden pushes him, he's probably gonna use it again.
Hayden responds with the builds, though.
Where did Aiden come from?
I have no idea, but they're here and they're ready to play.
Aiden and his partner are now in the mix as well, and there's another team rotating away from them, down beneath.
They saw that and they were like, nah, we're good. But B-Sox, still down low.
He caught Vivid off guard, or was that Poach?
Yeah, that's Poach up top.
So yeah, he caught Vivid off guard.
Man,
Took
yeah,
him out.
he like, Vivid made an edit and then B-Sox was just there,
Yeah.
spraying him down. He cracked him with a shot there. Down
It's
to 12
very
HP.
easy to lose track of somebody, and when there's that many footsteps, it's very easy for them to sneak up on you like that. You can be as focused as you want, but sometimes you'll be focusing on too many things, and somebody will just slip into your box with a pump or a double barrel and take you out.
Zoof
Myth and
looking
Zoof.
hurt right now.
I think Zoof is down. He just got shotgunned by Yellow. Myth is popping. He has 3 big shields. He's choosing to pop the medkit
Está jugando
first.
mid de la
Because he's a little bit
TCM.
higher. He doesn't really want to take any
No
fall
sé si lo
damage,
conoce a alguien,
potentially.
pero es un jugador pro
But he
player.
should be able to top off. And he's got 10 grenade launchers.
Oh man, that's HD down below. Thief's right around the corner with his duo. And Yellow is there as well, just like you called out.
0 limbs for Myth and Zoof right now. Myth,
Wow.
if he wants to turn this game around, he needs to start going for the limbs with the grenade launcher. Try to put it to use. Play a little bit aggressive to replenish his materials. Because right now, it's going to be a wasted game if he goes down without really getting anything on the board.
Yeah. He opts to make the long rotation there away from those players. FaZe, Yellow, and HD just down
Son
below.
unas máquinas para
Now,
construir.
he does have a little bit of an
Superman.
angle. Like you're saying, he could use that grenade
There we
launcher.
go. The grenade
1,
launcher's coming in.
2.
They're rotating away, and now they're getting shot in the back. And he's still throwing grenade launchers at them.
Se
Now they're
les
getting
fueron con
pinched
toda.
with grenade launchers and stink bombs. High Distortion is not very happy right now with this.
Oh
Myth
man.
is still trying to bounce those grenades. He
gotta think.
knows now. Myth at least knows that he has some help.
He's even firing at
He's
Thweepo.
firing at the help, but
He's like, look, all right, I see what you're doing. I'm also going to make you aware we're not friends.
disengaging, people flying over the top.
Oh, man, that's actually pretty dangerous if they decide to swoop
Replays
down.
with barely any help. Myth is going to ignore that.
Looks like he's going to try and get up to the corrupted zone. Doesn't look like there's any shadow stones.
He can still use the crater to bounce around.
Tienen que ir
Yeah.
ya para
Get
la
closer to the
zona.
circle. I think that's exactly what he's
There
going to
you
do. He's
go.
going to use
One,
this one. He's going to use the next one, and the
There's a
third
shadow
one.
stone right there if he wants to use it. Look, B-Sox and Aragon. So B-Sox and Aragon were separated, I guess.
Now they're back together. Some clean shots on Savage as he falls down, taking
Qué
out 60 of his
precisión.
shields.
Si hubieran le quitó 90.
I mean,
en
the
el aire.
loadout's looking real good. AR, double barrel, grappler,
Really
minis.
good close range, yeah. The
Not a lot of mats.
The grappler is going to help him tremendously in that late game rotation. Finally, we see some teams putting some numbers on the board. 4 limbs for Knights, Zexro, and Creo, and 4 limbs from Margaus himself.
Dos de la
3
TCM,
from
muchachos.
Daquan and his
Oh,
partner
man.
Knox the Fox, and this is all entering the late game. So we definitely have seen an increase in the amount of the
Mid y
limbs,
Daquan.
from the NA teams. That's great to see.
Now we start moving in to the last few circles of the game. Still 61 players, man. A lot of players, a lot of things can happen. Ghost Aiden finds an elimination there. Joseph is cute is down right down there. Let's take a look at some of these replays. This was Margassi's 4th elimination.
Just sneaking through with the double barrel.
Finds it.
2 clean shots, and that's going to be the effective range of the double barrel. You got to be right in front of your opponent to make it work. If you're even one step away, you're not looking at the damage that you want to do.
Son muy tesos para evitar
And
estos
a
manos.
coach just right here in front of you.
Muy tesos.
Agassi probably does not want, that's not the guy you want to be gatekeeping you right now. It's not Poach. It could be anyone else. Tfue and Cloak
Está
up top
jugando
as well.
Tfue.
Morgaus is has
Ish,
a
ahí
really
está
good amount
mi
of materials
Tfue.
because of the limbs that he's
Lo
acquired.
acuerdo.
Mhm.
Está brutal,
So
muchachos.
I think
Está
he's fine on the
brutal.
rotations. He needs to be careful not to get lasered. Tfue and Cloak, you can tell their playstyle. They typically like to hold that high ground kind of one by one. And Tfue has the sniper rifle in his hand. You gotta be
Tfue
careful
tiene el arma,
on these rotations. I don't think they know he
arma
has a sniper
pesada,
rifle,
¿no?
but if they do,
Ojo con eso.
they gotta be extra cautious. He's gonna drop down because they shot a couple rocket launchers at them, and he's gonna top off his shield.
Off.
They're looking a lot better this time around in terms of loot. Last game, they both were missing shields. They had materials, but they just didn't have enough health, and it kind of ruined their rotation. But now they're looking a little better. Still 0 limbs, so they spent most of the time just farming and looting, and hopefully it's going to pay off for them.
I'm loving the loadout, man. 3-2 split, 3 weapons, 2 utility items, 6 stink bombs.
And they've got a Rift to go.
Oh, man,
So they'll
yeah.
make an easy rotation out of here.
Tfue está atacando a
Even though there's
Ghost
still 57 people alive,
desde la
Tfue and
montaña.
Cloak are
Míralos.
definitely happy about the position they're in. The circle is finishing up near the hill. You got to be careful here.
Tienen que ir para
I
la
don't know
zona
if they're
ya
gonna
porque
choose
quedan
some Rift
50
or if they're
segundos
going
y los de la
to,
montaña tienen obviamente
rotate manually.
pues toda la
I think they
ganancia.
are going to Rift, yeah. So he's getting ready to use
Se
the
van
Rift
por
and then pick up
grieta.
the
Muy
med kit.
bien.
That way he
Claro,
can
porque los de
still
la
have an
montaña ya están
inventory slot.
situados.
Use it right as it's about to go off. You'll be able to do
man.
that.
Tienen que situarse ya o los van a
Right.
matar.
Shots coming in from Baldy and his partner. They're going to land right next to them and just take that low ground. The only thing about the low ground here is Tfue won't be able to utilize his heavy sniper as much as he would like to, but he can still edit windows out from the side.
¿Ven que
here
ellos crean
and
como
shoot down at people
laberintos
that are
en la
beneath
misma
him.
partida?
Or he might
Pues
go
para
for this
poder
crazy
moverse.
play and try to.
Can you imagine?
Oh,
Pero
he's gonna
pues me
stink
parece
bombs as
algo
well.
distinct bombs, but
brutal.
they've built out a little bit further away. And I
Miren
think he's
esa
trying to wait
semejante
to see
mansión que tienen
if he
allá.
can locate where they are
Tanto
exactly.
Ghost como los
The
de
stink
Col.
bomb is going to force them to move, and he's probably hoping that they either drop or start building in a way where they could potentially take the high ground from them. Because I know they want to take it. They definitely want to utilize Tfue sniper.
I think he saw some of the tracers, so he knows roughly where they are. Now he's just going to, like you're saying, look down below, see what there is to see. I mean, and that's the thing, man, is Tfue likes to build spaceships. So you got like the 2x1 with the roof corner pieces at the top and bottom. He's on low ground. He can't really do that right now.
Spaceline and replays putting some pressure on this opponent. Nearly has him down. I'm pretty sure he
was
just
lost
lost
to
to
the
the storm. Liquid Poach goes down, and they're going to miss that elimination, which would have put them one step closer to getting
Esa
that
tormenta
second
quita
point.
como
They
de
have
a
4 right now. That
7.
is so unfortunate that the storm stole their kill. Replays is kind of healthy, has extra minis. Once him and Spaceline link up, he'll probably drop him 2 of his minis. Spaceline needs to just make sure he doesn't get shot once. If he gets shot once,
Que vea, son
he's gonna go
50,
down.
casi 50 personas
That
en
is
esa
so
zona tan
unfortunate.
pequeña.
They hit him really hard, and the storm just came in right after.
I believe it ticked twice, and then
It's
that
so
was pretty much
frustrating,
it.
yeah.
Yep. Look up top, man. Animal, Kiwi Face,
And there's a
Action,
team
Check.
right below them, and they're
Ah,
hanging
ah,
off.
that's-
And they have to make the longest rotation. Look at the circle right now.
Oh, man, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm glad they're getting down.
Yeah, they should be able to get down here. But they got to be careful because the other team looks like they're rotating later. But look, they're rotating very early with 40 people left. And that can be beneficial, but it also can be bad. Because rotating late, everyone's rotating, so it's easier to slip by. But they could also get focused really hard.
You see the player on the left there. The tricky part, Cypher, is that they have to make the rotations up on top of the mountain.
Man, these mountain
It's tough to do,
finishes
man.
are so tough. If you don't have the resources or the utility for it, you end up going down so easily. They put that trap down to prevent the other team from hopping down on them, and they're holding down their shotguns and SMGs. Both teams are trading fire. It looks like he wants to make an aggressive play because they did have a favorable turnout in that exchange. Night Zero and Creo, they're gonna put their own pyramid down.
Ooh, wall goes down.
They might try to go from underneath and try to knock him down from underneath. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and he places the trap. He's like, no, I'm going to drop you down on here. Come on down.
And they're in the circle, so these traps they could potentially come into play even later. you
Miren
know?
ese
They could
círculo tan
rotate away from here
pequeño,
and someone
amigos.
could be running by and
45
walk right into
personas
the
ahí.
Four there.
Qué brutalidad.
45 players remaining in the lobby. A lot of them struggling to make the climb up the mountain.
You can see some people making that really late transition to the mountain, and they're fighting each other while doing it too.
And right now, we just see 4 eliminations, the highest across the scoreboard. Elims spread out across the way.
Daquan and Nox the Fox.
Todos están sobre la misma
4 limbs
estructura
as well
porque
now.
miren el círculo.
And now, man, this is where things are going to get really scary, right? We're finally going to get safe on top of this mountain.
It's
And
gonna
then
it's gonna go off the mountain.
Yeah, and that's when things are going to get very crazy. Look at that.
Nate
Look
Hill,
how far away.
Ninja just knocked out
What
LG
the
Sox
fuck? Miren
and
la zona
eliminated him with the
cómo va.
SMG, so he thirsted him. B-Sox
No,
now
it's-
down.
Lane takes out
42
replays as
personas.
well.
Ninja and Monster with 2 elims currently.
Nate Hill and
There's a
Cynthia
lot
top.
of potential here. Somebody could pop off. Aragon goes down. Morgauss with 5 elims on his own. The champion of PAX West coming out. Oh, the grenade launcher. Nearly taking him out. He's panicking a little bit. He needs to get out of here. The storm is going to eat him alive if he doesn't.
Oh, it might be too late. No, wait, did he? 3 HP. Can
3
he still do
HP.
this?
He needs to go.
He can do this?
Grappler,
Oh.
no! They're so close. I feel so bad. He needed 1 more limb to secure that 2nd point. That grenade launcher just ruined his day.
Putting in so much work by himself. But now look at this, man. We're thinning out the
Ahí
lot.
muere
We're
la
down to 30
mayoría porque la
players.
zona está muy
Rio and
lejos.
Zexro trying to make rotations.
Korean Zexor are both
Y al
very
moverse
healthy
se
right
mata.
now, have a good amount of materials. Got a
El
clean shot
95
right
con
there.
una
I
escopeta.
think they're gonna settle for the low ground, the ultimate low ground, to avoid
Tienen que tener muchos,
confrontation.
muchos materiales.
And now people are trying to transition into, if they don't have the limbs, they might. Oh,
Not like
Nox
this.
the
Not like
Fox
this.
made a very fatal mistake. Him and
Ninja está jugando, yo no sabía que
partner,
estaba jugando Ninja.
Daquan going
Con
down.
Monster.
Monster has gone down as well.
What the fuck?
Ninja should be able to save him here if he doesn't get pressured. They have 3 limbs. Currently, the team with the most limbs that are still
Tiene
alive
3
is
muertes Ninja.
Knight Sexro and his partner LG Creo. 4 limbs each. Daquan and his partner had 5 before they went down. Ninja putting some pressure, has barely any health left. Monster is
Oh,
down.
cracked once. It's
Goes
not
for the
enough.
1v2, but it
Baila,
just was
no
not
pudieron
enough.
entre dos.
Nate Hill and Symphony, though, they're still alive. You can see it doing just down below.
Low on materials, but still healthy.
Oh, man.
Has to make a
No,
rotation.
he's still
I think
más
Nate Hill's going to be
activo.
looking for some limbs.
Rio.
5 limbs
Oh, my gosh.
from
Yeah.
Knight Zero and Creo.
Ah, so
And that's
no.
going to be it. 2 teams go down with 5 limbs each.
Oh,
Look at this
they
double
surprised
team.
someone. It's Bay Soldier.
They are so coordinated. Oh, they're looking for more. They might pop off here if they play this right. Now Nate Hill's looking at 550 wood.
Right around the corner. Cracked
Great
once.
shot. Storm is closing in. He needs to keep moving.
Fue
They
madre,
are
quita
in the
10
circle now.
la zona
Okay, you gotta
por
watch
cada
out, you guys.
segundo
Look
que
how
están
they're
ahí.
moving in tandem.
They are fast and they're accurate, and they seem to be
Tfue todavía está
playing
vivo,
extremely
pero
tight.
tiene la mitad de vida.
Both are so healthy because their positioning is so well together right now. They're not leaving each other's side. They're shooting these same opponents.
Y se va a
And
mover
they're
la
just
zona.
so coordinated with the builds. They only have 3 limbs right now, but trust me, they're gonna get a lot more.
That's another. Tfue is still alive. He
I won't be
eliminates Tempo.
surprised if these guys come out of here with 8 or more limbs.
Tfue.
Was lost in the storm. I wonder how many limbs they had before going
Tfue
down.
lo eliminaron.
They had
Creo que se
1
cayó o
limb,
se murió en la
unfortunately.
tormenta.
They were playing it a little too safe. Someone is in their box. They're both shooting them
What
together.
the fuck?
5. Is that their 6th limb or their 5th?
That's their 5th.
5th limb. Yo, you do not want to get in front of Symphony and Nate Hill. These guys
Tienen
are
que coger las
a double
vendas.
teaming machine.
Skatch goes down there. The song.
He's got the rocket launcher. He's gonna try. He might try to drop somebody down with the rocket, and then Nate Hill's gonna finish them off. Look, they do have a campfire. They do have a med kit. They can go for the heal off if they choose to do so, and I think
Círculo
they
está
will
muy,
eventually.
muy, muy
But right now, it looks
pequeño.
like they're looking to secure their
Ahora
6th
apenas
limb
caen
before going for that.
horizontalmente dos construcciones.
They're ready for the heal off. You see, they've got the.
One of them will heal, and the other one's gonna go.
Creo que
look
ya
for
se
the
murió
6th limb.
ya se murió TCM de
Song.
comp.
Nate Hill will stay back.
There's so much happening. 72 hours knocks someone.
You know what? They might just go. They might just go for the limit. I think Nate Hill might have accidentally put the campfire down a little bit too early and out of the way. He's not going to be able to even
He needs to start it
utilize the campfire. It's a bit of a misplay there, and they might just be going for the win. So Symphony's going to just stay here. And he's
Echarse
gonna
las
keep
vendas
turbo going
porque
up top
la
to make
tormenta
sure
quita
that
como
nobody comes in.
de 10 en 10, güey.
There we go. They got the heal off. Now they're going to try to
Es
go
el que
for their
más tenga
6
vendas,
limbs.
creo
Somebody
yo.
just went down. Was that for their trap?
Yeah, no, it was not.
It was not, unfortunately.
Players being knocked out by the storm. Nate Hill by himself. Is it enough?
Takes the win.
Ay, ganaron.
Victory Royale in 5
Es
eliminations.
el que más tenga vendas
Nate
al
Hill and
último.
Symphony. Those guys were playing so well together, moving so close, both calling out targets, both shooting the same
Qué
target at the
pedazo
same
de
time.
construcciones,
That was the
señores.
best synergy I've seen from any duo so far.
So far, and you saw even when they felt pressured, the moment that Nate Hill disengaged and built the 1x1, as he's building the roof, Symphony's already falling in, ready to reassess and evaluate. So, wow. That was quite the showing from the duo. That is going to be, so I believe 5 points. They got the 5 eliminations. Oh, no, they got 5 eliminations, right?
Yeah.
So they're at 1 point and 3 from the victory out. That is 4 points hitting the board for them here in game number 2.
See, nobody got 6 limbs.
I know. What's going on, man? What do you think's happening?
I thought they had it. I think if the game had gone a little bit longer, they were going to get it. They were getting in that rhythm, and they were getting confident. They were taking out teams left and right. If that circle, if there was like a couple more circles left, they would have been the team to get the 6, 7, or 8 limbs. I called it earlier, but unfortunately the game was already ready to be over by the time they started popping off. Just, you know, Nate Hill and Symphony, you guys are both slayers. Go out there, do your thing like you just did, except start it a little bit earlier, get 8 limbs, and get that win. That was really fun to watch them just be so close to each other. It's almost like they're the same person,
yeah.
but just 2 of them side by side.
It's interesting comparing them almost to the likes of like Kinstar.
Yep.
I mean,
Kinstar and TC were close together as well.
Yep.
And they both did really well, and they both, I mean, they got the 11 limbs, and they had a few games where they had a lot of limbs. Expect Nate Hill and Symphony to come out after this game, carry that momentum over, and try it all over again, and hopefully go for a high limb game.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the replays coming out of this last game. This is game number 2 of the day. And this is what we're talking about, man. We're ready for the action to heat up. And, I mean, North America, they turn it on here in game number 2. We still have 4 games left to play. Man, oh, man. I mean, Margassi, man. Losing one shot girl very early on and still drops 5 eliminations in that game by himself.
And almost made it out. He almost made it out. Very, very close. It was an unfortunate grenade to take out his health, but he did so well by himself.
Here we go. He finds that was his 4th elimination there. There was action happening pretty much non-stop all over the map at different points. Man,
look at this. Just both running through everybody. They're both thirsting at the same time, looting. Nate Hill takes the win, even though he almost fumbled it a little bit at the end there. You saw he placed that campfire way too early. It was completely wasted. But fortunately for him, nobody else had more heals than him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that is going to wrap up match number 2. For you guys at home, how have you been enjoying the action? We've got 2 games under our belt. Hit us with that hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know your thoughts. How are you enjoying the game? What has Cypher been teaching you? Tell us how he's helped you level up your gameplay. And if you're new and you've never watched Fortnite, hi, this is Cypher. You should just watch him outside of this, and he can help you get good. With that being said, my friend, we've got 4 games left to go.
And these first 2 games are usually like a little bit of a warm-up game for these guys. Game 3, Game 4, 5, and 6, it's gonna be straight fire from these guys. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I honestly don't even see these guys slowing down. You know, we're starting to ramp up for sure. We saw a little bit of slowdown in EU. They slowed their play just a tiny bit, cost some teams, but I think you're right, man. NA's gonna bring it. With that, though, we've got standings. Let's take a look and see where the teams are coming out of match number 2. So with that, Nate Hill and Symphony, they're tied with Liquid, 72 Hours, and Chap. That Victory Royale helps them edge them out. So now they're in.
Really not a lot. So don't even be surprised if like the people who are in 1st, 2nd, 3rd right now even fall out of the money potentially by the end of this.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of points if you go for those elims.
Now keep in mind, we do still have the Royale flush on the board. You know, if we see a duo drop 8 eliminations and a victory all at once, you get an additional 2 points. There'll be 8 hitting the board. We haven't seen one yet. We got kind of close. NA, we're looking at you. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Get up, find a snack, find something to drink. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Shit, dude. Alright, wait. Wait, dude. Wait, I think I have to do this. Wait. Was it like that? Yo, fix this shit, Lumen. Someone said the Lumen, dude. Yeah, I'm about to go in the playground and try to break every building, dude. Oh, it's loading the playground, man. You can use the exploit on other people's builds. That's a yikes for me, dog. Ooh, that's gonna be... Yo, build battle, man. Let me just place a few walls. Hey, there he goes, man. Sorry, bud. Yikes, dude. All right, so what exactly is the exploit? Because I need to understand the mechanics of it and what causes it. It has to do with something like... So I guess, like, you're manipulating, like, the chain reaction of the floors breaking. And it's like somehow like connected with a building, so I guess it breaks and everything else it's connected to breaks. Let's test it again. I'm trying to figure out. This shit won't work on the ground, I don't think. That wouldn't even make any sense, but yeah, it's worth a try, you know? Let's try it this way. Fuck, it wouldn't let me re-edit it. Bitch. Fuck, dude. Can leave the floor edited? Alright, let me try it. I believe you can leave the floor edited. Let's try it. Alright, dope. I gotta re-edit that. Alright. Let's say you and your boy get in a nasty build fight, okay? You guys are in a nasty build fight. It's connected left and right. Nasty build fight connected left and right. You guys are battling out 90-degree turns left and right. And your boy's at the bottom like, don't worry, brother, I got this shit. Places 3 floors, edits this, places this, breaks this. Alright, let's say... let's say you're actually in a build fight real quick. Place 3 of these, mate. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Alright, this shit won't work now. Oh, that time it worked. I don't know why it didn't work before. Oh, there's that building too. Is this supposed to be funny? No, this isn't funny. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's just funny that this is a thing. Like, how is this possible? All right, let's try something, chat. You ready? We're experimenting. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna connect these two buildings, all right? And then we're just gonna.
What up, Fortnite family across the entire globe? Zeke here, joined by Cypher PK, who is going to drop some knowledge on us for week 5 of the fall.
Volvemos después de unos mensajes
I'm
comerciales.
feeling really good. This has been fun to watch, fun to commentate, and it's been good so far.
Yeah,
It's been good.
we've got a lot going on. If you're just tuning in, you missed the first 2 games. Shame on you. You missed out. Also, if you missed Europe, also shame on you. But we'll get you up to speed. Don't worry, we're here for you. So let's talk about the format. Every week we change things up. We're going with a crowd favorite Royale Flush. We'll be in that duos format, 6 games total. Victory Royales are worth 3 points. 2nd and 3rd are worth 2 points. And then 4th and 5th are worth 1 point.
Eliminations. 8 elims will get you 3. So far, no one has even gotten 6. So
It's rough.
6 will get you 2, and 4 and 5 will get you 1. And if you happen to win and get 8 eliminations, you're going to get the Royale Flush bonus, which is 2 points. And from the EU competition, we were close, but no one has it. Hopefully NA comes out and gives us our first Royale Flush.
That's right. And there's also the bonus prizing that goes hand in hand with the Royale Flush. If a duo gets a Royale Flush, that is 10K. That happens before placing Cypher. Don't forget as
And
well.
most elims.
Yeah, baby.
Will get you $25,000. And right now, the number to beat is 5. There's like 5 teams with 5 elims. So
Yeah.
go out there and get more than 5 elims, guys. I promise it'll be worth your time, and you'll probably place really high and get a lot of money out of it. So do it.
Yeah. So just to set the bar, in Game 1 of Europe, in the games earlier, Txie and Kinstar dropped 11 eliminations in the first game of the day. On the last game of the day, game number 6, we saw 2 duos, Madsen and Blackcell, Jamside and SSK. They also dropped 11 eliminations in the last game of the day. We had 3 teams tie for that 25K. So NA, the bar is 11 eliminations. Okay, we need to rally up. Okay, we need to show Europe they can't be the best. We're also the best. We coexist. So get to it. With that, we'll also take a look at, I believe, the current standings heading into this game, just in case you're tuning in, you missed out. So Nate Hill and Symphony, man, they got themselves that Victory Royale last game, and that's what edges them out over 72 hours in Liquid Chap. You talked about a lot, man, tiebreakers.
Yep.
And that Victory Royale definitely helps them.
Same thing with Tempo and JMock. The reason they're on top of Tfue and Colton is because they won the first game. And that's gonna be very crucial down the line when you're neck and neck with another team or tied. So
Yeah, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, it's only the top 10 teams that will place in the money. So right now, Clarify and Science TV, they're fighting with Triz and Vape Jesus for that 10th place spot. Now keep in mind, we've got 4 games left to play. Our players are boarding the battle bus as we speak. They're all getting their seats ready to go, thanking the bus driver. For you guys at home, that hashtag, don't forget to use it. Fall Skirmish. Let us know your thoughts. We loved having a conversation with you guys at home. We want to hear your thoughts. What do you like about the format? What don't you like? What do you wish we can see done differently? Rep your favorite clubs. You're a Bush Bandit. And obviously, let us know how Cypher has helped you level up your game. That is serious. So at Cypher, here's how you help me, ... whatever it is. At Sigma's Prime sent me. There you go. Oh, yeah, also follow him. If for some reason you live under a rock and you don't know who Cypher is, you're missing out, man. You need to do that. But we will hop into game number 3 on the day, Cypher. We're almost halfway through North America. These games are flying by.
this is where it's going to turn up.
Batalla
I think
3,
Nate Hill and
muchachos.
Symphony kind of set the
Batalla
pace for some of these duos, and I want to see some other people kind of try to mimic their style of running and gunning together and securing those eliminations, especially in the late game.
Man, they were looking in rare form earlier, and then you hit the nail on the head. They just need to do that again.
This is a pretty tough battle bus for anybody landing on the south side of the map because it's starting near Greasy Grove, and it's going straight up over Risky Reels. So if you're stretching over to Paradise Palms or any place in the desert, and there's a lot of teams that do like to land in the desert, you've got quite a bit of a ride to get there. You got to make sure your landing is proper, and make sure that you spectate and see around you, like if there's anybody coming to contest your spot or nearby.
Yeah. I'll have to see if some teams even utilize floating island to make rotations. The corrupted zones, they've got these weird floating things close by, so you can use those vortexes as well.
I want to get on the floating island as soon as possible so we can watch round 3
of Nick
Mercs versus Aiden. It's
you
going
go.
down right now. I see both of them landed there, I believe.
Now, who wins? So, first game was Nick Mercs. Second game was Aiden. I'm very curious to hop over and see what's going on. Aiden's still alive.
Aiden's teammate is already down, and actually, it wasn't Nick Mercs that showed up this time.
Wait, so
it was
they go somewhere
Typical
else?
Gamer and his partner, Exas, take down Amber and are now looking to take down Aiden, but Aiden takes down Typical Gamer's partner with a well-placed SMG spray, and he gets taken out. He does thirst him before going down. Securing that extra limb was vital. But, you know, he was really close on taking the both out.
So this is where Nick Mercs is and Hysteria. They are engaged with Nox and TSM Daquan. So Cypher, professional brain picking time. Who wins this fight and why?
I want to say that it's going to be won by Nox and TSM Daquan.
Yeah, interesting.
Just because Nick Mercs right now does not have a shotgun. That's typically his strong suit, is the close range shotgun fights.
Yeah.
He does have the health and some materials, but Daquan and his partner have the high ground. So it's not looking too good in terms of weapons for Nick Mercs. He's getting sprayed from the high ground from Daquan. Now he's running low on mats, and Daquan is going to be pushing him, sees him coming down, knocks him, and is going to start looking for his partner.
Wow,
His partner
he was
is gonna,
ready with the punish, man.
Hysteria is running around underneath. He might slide down. If he does, it's going to be very risky.
Almost
Down to
takes
the
down
last
Day.
bit of health. Yep, that high ground was just too good. But it wasn't really just the high ground that dictated that. As soon as I saw that Nick Mercs didn't have a shotgun, it really, you know, his playstyle revolves around it a lot.
Yeah.
Not having that close range shotgun really put him back a little bit. So that's why Daquan and his partner Nox the Fox took him out.
And now we are here in Lucky Landing where Thieves and Alex Ace are just chilling, hanging out, stopping through. But Vape Jesus and his teammate not that far away.
Both Aiden and Nick out of the fight very early. You know they're going to be partnering together for the TwitchCon finale,
I
right?
cannot wait. Name a more iconic duo than Ghost Aiden and Nick Mercs. I will wait. Hashtag Fall Skirmish. Tweet at us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. With that being said, though, Grand Pooh Bear, Ranger, lonely launch here now against the likes of Creo and Zexro. Listen, raid bosses, okay? Just walk by. You don't need to do this. We can fight another day. Creo, though, is closing in. And Pooh Bear looks like he is down, and Ranger goes down as well.
Creo and Zexro did a really good job last game. I think they were one of the teams that went down with 5 eliminations, and they're already starting off with a quick 2-piece. So that's going to give them some momentum to carry on, and hopefully they'll be one of the teams that show out and do a lot of limbs for their 3rd game.
That's right. Over Greasy Grove, man. Outlive is by himself. Yo-Yo Keep It Up has been taken down. And Nick A30 just continuing to apply pressure. Now he does have the quad launcher, and he's got 3 clingers. I mean, he's
got a lot of health, and I think
yeah,
Nick Mercs does not realize yet how much health he has. He might assume that he's weak, and I know it's a 2v1 situation, so they are going to be putting a lot of pressure, but they do have to be careful. We've seen what the quad launcher is capable of doing to a team that is unsuspecting of it. So outlit. Will he be able to outlive Nick A30 and Bewitching Gamer with that quad launcher? They're going to slowly start working their way down, just breaking down this house, getting some materials in the process so they're not just idle sitting there. Good teams will always try to be doing something to gain more materials or to give themselves a better competitive advantage while they're waiting for some action.
Speaking of action, man, over to Reverse 2K, who's currently engaged right now in a little bit of a skirmish with 100 Thieves Kenneth.
And his partner does not have any shields, but he has not been tagged quite yet. Just got tagged and goes down from Kenneth. Now Kenneth knows it's a 1v2. Parallax and Kenneth are going to take down Wheats. Reverse 2K holding the high ground, but is getting shot down from Kenneth, while Parallax pushes from the top. It's looking pretty grim right now. Reverse goes down.
Parallax.
Not before landing some serious damage on both Kenneth and Parallax. It was a good attempt. Kenneth is down to no materials remaining. This is one of the downsides of going for those early fights, is you kind of walk out with very little mats, and the circle is not favoring them. They have a long rotation out of, you know, just east of Snobby Shores. Outlive now has the high ground. And is using the quad launcher to put some pressure on Nick A30.
So Nick A30's already used 2 Splodes. I don't think we've seen the quad launcher just yet. Outlet still just taking his time. I mean, this engagement, there's kind of like a time factor goes in. How long are we spending in it on this engagement? Is it worth it at that point?
It's not worth it. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Nick A30 and his partner are taking too long to take out this opponent. The storm is closing in. He does get hit right here. He's taking out the quad launcher, hits them both before going down. Now, he doesn't get any limbs, but he takes off their shields, and this is not a good look for Nick A30 and his partner. They do have 4 limbs now, so they did secure a point, and that at least was worth it. But in terms of the long-term effect of what it's going to do to their game, they have low materials, they don't have shields, and now they have the storm pushing them, and they have to go past 50 shafts before they're in the safe zone. So I wish I had seen them take out that opponent a little bit quicker. They were playing safe, and that's smart, but sometimes you might play a little too safe, and it ends up biting you.
That's right. And now we got over to Strafe, and Joseph is cute. They're within the circle right now. They're having a good old time. We've got just another 40 seconds here before the storm overtakes all the area outside of the safe zone. We get a new safe zone. Quad crasher. I almost said quad launcher. All right, okay. All right, so now here's the thing. Here's the thing. We need to see some boosts. Okay, hit a ramp and boost and use it to fly around.
Here we go.
There it is. Catch some air.
It's a little weak. We can get it better than that, fellas. Come on.
Oh.
Okay, so pay attention to how they break this this little hut down. Look at how many different pieces there are to this thing and how much brick they can get out of it. So not just the walls and the corners, but you'll look at the floor right here. They can break the edges of the floor, and it's even hard to see, but look, they can break the edges of the floor, and little corner pieces as well are separate brick materials. You can get so much brick off of one hut.
Now the world knows the secret.
Let's see some quad.
All right, guys, come on, boost there. Okay.
I think these guys are smart enough to, they're playing it smart. They're not trying to do anything crazy. He does have the sniper in his hands, so, and then there is the crater up ahead. Do you think they'll take the crater and go for maybe?
For it?
I mean, I've seen some crazy things in a pub game.
All right, let's go. They're heading right toward it. Come on, crater. Yes. Come on.
Do it.
Don't be scared.
They're gonna abandon it for. They actually sent it flying through the crater. Look at it.
Look at it go. It's gone now.
You know.
That's okay.
They're competitive players, and they want to do what's the safest thing right now. And I think flying across the map with a quad crasher is not the safest move. We saw it go down in the EU games. It didn't really look that pretty.
That's all right, though. They've got the bounce of the Shadow Stones. Keep up the momentum. Bunny hop their way to safety. I'm sad, but I'm happy for them.
Creo and his partner putting a lot of pressure on Raise Fire. Raise Fire is weak, does not have any health or shields remaining.
2 nades go down.
He's got to be careful not to knock himself. Kayun getting hit. They know both of them now have white health, no shields remaining. The nades are coming in. Kayun's going to disengage and go away from the backside. He's got to be careful. Kayun's right behind him. Now him and his partner. Oh, Kayun edits a window and one-shots LG Creo with a pump shotgun and now takes the high ground. He might be able to turn this fight around. He lands another good hit. He has a med kit that he's going to pop. He will get it off, but at what cost? Will Zextro be able to pick up Creo, or will Kayun pop the med kit and rush them before he can pick him up?
He's going to do that.
He's rushing him right now with the nades. He's going to go ahead and shoot down the roof. The res was not complete, and now Creo is down. Raise Fire is still up. Ghost Kayun. I can't believe it. What an insane pump shot on Creo.
And he's a Bush Bandit.
And now Raise Fire is still up. Zexro gets hit with the explode.
Oh, no way.
What a well-placed nade from Kayun. Insanely well played. Down to a 1v2 against 2 really good players who had 5 limbs last game. So they're not guys that you can just push around. and he ends up 1v2ing them while his
Wow.
partner's down, and he saves his partner and picks him up. They're still in this. What an extremely well-played performance from Kayun.
Bush Bandits rejoice. The dream continues to live on, and now we're over to Tfue. And you talked about it, man. Look at the hut.
So-
Breaking it down.
He's got to be careful. I think he's breaking the walls down. He's getting them down to 50 health, right? That way he doesn't expose himself while he's in here, and he can farm in peace. Now, however, it is going to be a little bit harder to farm the edges without exposing himself, so he might just opt out of that. He's getting pressed right now. Once he was opened up, people saw him, so he's going to have to disengage. But he did get a fair amount of brick before doing that. Unfortunately, he's going to have to use a lot of wood here to stay alive. He's getting shot from the north and the south. He can't be too happy about that. However, luckily for him, he has 3 big shields, so he will be able to get back up to full health. So that didn't pay off. He was trying to get some extra brick. He ended up actually spending 400 wood instead in return for some brick.
That's rough. That's rough. But it's you talked about it, man. He's got the half shields. It's okay. He's going to top back off, but now they've used those resources, and he's down in materials he can't use to build. I mean, they're completely surrounded. Look at the top right of your minimap right now. Just duos everywhere. We're still at 75 players in the current lobby.
Nate Hill and Symphony close to Tfue and Closey. 2 really deadly duos. So far, Nate Hill and Symphony have shown that they are forced to be reckoned with, and they're very deadly.
Hesse, not that far away from them, has a gold grenade. So they need to be super careful with that because they could just start firing these grenade launchers over and bring... Look how much... It's not held up by barely anything. One little half wall down below. That's actually all...
Yeah, there's not a lot holding that up. Fortunately for them, they're about 4 stories high. They won't... 5 stories high. They won't take too much fall damage. They can actually catch themselves, most likely. But, you know, another team that sees that might see that as a weakness. They might see it as maybe these guys don't have a lot of mats. That's why they're sitting here in this, like, really open... very vulnerable, and actually getting shot down.
They're shooting that wall.
Another team, they can recognize that, and they see that. They don't just see it as a weak force or a weak fortress. They see it as you not having enough materials.
Yeah.
So they're going to challenge your material count, and if you can't show them that you have enough materials, they'll keep pressuring you until they defeat you. And there they go. They're going down.
Oh, he caught himself.
He caught himself, just like I said. But he's going to go down. They're going to like rebuild this up. So maybe now the other team will be like, okay, they rebuilt, they probably do have the materials, and they'll probably leave them alone.
That's good, though.
And Kevin will probably leave
You
them
get them to burn some of their mats, right? So
Yep.
Not terrible for just a few rounds there.
Definitely, the ammo is worth a lot less than the materials.
Yeah.
So even if you spend like 30, 50, 100 ammo of your AR to take down 100 or 200 of their mats, it's worth the trade if you end up coming out on top.
That's right. Now Tfue and Cloak are up top. They're doing their best to maintain. I mean, their loadouts all in all pretty good. You've got 125 rounds in the AR, half shields as well. But just look how many people are all around them. They're still, look at this, typical gamer still alive by himself next to EU Action and EU Jack. And now, I don't know how we're fitting 74 people into this current safe zone. But we're starting to push these players together. And we're going to start to see this lobby thin out very quickly. I mean, look, Nate Hill and Symphony, not that far up the hill. Baldy, Hogman, not far as well. Hesse, don't forget, Hesse's got that gold grenade launcher. So once we start to get into things, he's going to have Splodes ready to go.
Still a lot of players alive, and I can see some action coming in very soon, hopefully, as the circle starts to close.
I mean, look at Cowboy says by Mats, 9-6-5, 9 about to be 7. Launchpad as well. Man, he's really good to go right now. 50 seconds before this area is engulfed by the storm. Now we're over to HD and FaZe Yellow on the south side of the map right now. They're looking okay. Look, Ninja and Monster still alive as well.
It's good to see fellow Bush Bandits sitting on the high ground and healthy with shields.
Yeah, hunting rifle as well.
They've got 0 limbs, unfortunately, but they do have a good position here. Ninja is holding the hunting rifle, and he's very notorious for being very accurate with hunting rifles and sniper rifles. So I want to see him put on a show with these shots here. Hopefully land a few headshots and secure some limbs. There we go.
Oh, it's close.
Him and his partner, Monster, will probably put some fire down on these guys. He noticed somebody was down. He thirsted him. It does not count as an elim because somebody also knocked him.
Right.
But he does thirst him.
Trying to just create a little space, trying to shoot a little bit of that tree.
And look, they're actually getting hit with a clinger from FaZe Yellow and High Distortion. That's not really going to do much. They will rebuild very quickly, but now they are aware of High Distortion and Yellow's positioning right beneath them. The circle is actually not too far away. Nick 830 is being pressured right now.
But he trades with one. Can he trade the second one? Nick 830!
Edit from Nick 830. Cutting that stairs in half and then dropping down on his opponent. His opponent did not expect him to do that. He probably thought he was trying to get away or that he was low health. Secures 2 elims. Needs one more to secure a point.
Wow, unbelievable. Changing that whole situation around. And honestly, he's still fine.
I don't think Ninja and Monster are going to let him go. They know
they're
he's
focus
there.
in on him.
Unless he has a way to rotate, it's going to be very tough for Nick 830. He does have a quad launcher. I don't know how much ammo he has in it, but they know he's there. They know one person's down there. They know he's maybe even weak. They're assuming that he's weak because he just finished fighting. He's not that weak. He has 50 shields and 100 health. But this is the gatekeeping. You see the circles right on their back. They don't really have to even rotate too far off. They can just extend their build a little bit, and they'll still be in the safe zone. And that's a perfectly viable strategy for them. Nick 830, will you be able to escape from this gatekeeping from Ninja and Monster? Does he have the materials?
I feel like at this point you edit a window and you start quad launching.
No, he needs to build roofs like this. This is exactly what he needs to do. He needs to hope that he can get close enough. The further he is underneath them, the more they have to peek and expose themselves to get shots off. And what happens then is other people might potentially start shooting at them. Nick 830 actually has a lot of materials, so he'll be able to do this. If he can maintain this, he'll be able to get into the circle. And he's now in the circle. And he's in a little 1-by-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if he starts extending even further so that it's harder for other opponents to spray him down.
Yeah, also.
Really well played by Nick 830. He's had to spend a lot of materials to do that. He probably burned through almost 1,000 wood, but he's now still alive, and he's one limb away from securing a point for his team.
Dude, this could be huge. One
King Richard
monster.
and Cease both grabbing some limbs in the kill feed. Kayun still alive after that clutch performance from earlier. His partner is still weak, but he's got some bandages. I wonder if he's going to share some with his partner. And his partner has some minis as well. Poach and Vivid! That's a duo you hate to see alive this late in the game. At least I don't hate to see it, but the other guys in there might hate to see it. They've got one elim and they've got enough materials to make these late game rotations. And they also have a grappler. At least Poach does. So he should be able to rotate if he gets stuck.
I mean, he's also got the double barrel, right? If he can get in someone's face.
Poach loves the double barrel. When the double barrel first came out, he was one of the early adapters of just using it. And a lot of people thought initially that it was a very weak gun, but they just weren't using it that well, and you have to be really in somebody's face. And Poach's playstyle kind of revolves getting in people's faces in these 1-by-1s. So he definitely feels very comfortable holding that double barrel, and I'm excited to see him use it in this late game.
Burning through Matt's Cypher. He's not got much left. Ninja and Monster looking to make rotations.
Look, they're not even using any mats. They're just being very, very sparing with their mats, and they're using other builds to go through. They actually spotted somebody. Ninja's going to throw a pyramid up, potentially blocking him. No, he doesn't. He's going to disengage from that fight, going extreme low ground and just slipping through these builds. Monster, however, was not fortunate enough to go unnoticed. He is very weak right now. I wonder if he'll be able to meet up with Ninja and grab that med kit off of him. Monster goes down.
Nick 830 still alive.
Nick 830 took him down and thirsted him. He's got 73 health left. He's got minis. That is so crazy that Ninja and Monster were holding Nick 830 up against the storm, and they tried to eliminate him earlier, and now he's the reason that Monster is eliminated. Very unfortunate that they let him slip away. But that's the way of the road.
That's the way of the road, and that was the 4th elimination he needed. That's a point for him and his duo on the board.
He really needs to get these minis off.
They're gonna do everything they can to not let him.
I mean, he's not really being pressured right now too much, but I think he's trying to be very safe before he pops them. He's stuck in a pyramid. Is he going down against somebody? Yeah, he is. He spotted somebody, hits him for 80, and finishes him off. Nick 830 securing 5 limbs. And he eliminated Kayun of all people. And now he's going to pop that mini. Okay, you know, I was surprised that he didn't pop it earlier. It was very risky, but it paid off. Yeah. That's a risk reward. He was looking for that elim. He might have known somebody was nearby, somebody was weak. Now he's got 5 elims. Nick 30 is looking very solid. Look at his material count. He can make these rotations. He needs to get one more, and he knows that. So he's looking for the shots. Gets tagged a few times. Loses his shield, but he's going to go ahead and pop his last 2 minis. The storm is closing quickly, so he only had time to pop one. Gets a double barrel against Tfue and Cloak, but does not finish them off, but makes them extremely weak. He's got one more mini to pop. Now he has to get out of here before the storm takes him down. Drops off the side.
Oh, the storm takes for damage there. He hasn't even reloaded his double barrel yet.
He has not reloaded it. And he knows that. He knows that his time is coming to an end here if he does not make it into the circle. And even if he does, he's not looking too high in terms of health. So this might be bad. If he doesn't make it through, takes a little bit more storm damage. The circle's almost done moving. Don't block yourself off.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gets killed.
It was Snood. Snood finds him and takes him down.
And EU Jack took out Ninja as well in that exchange. Nick 30, 1 elim away from getting that second point. That's very unfortunate. He was so close to getting it, but nearly taking out Tfue and Cloak. He might even be the reason that they go down. They're still alive right now. But nope, they both actually just got eliminated. Tfue and Cloak both just got eliminated, and you can credit Nick 830's double barrel shots for that one.
Liquid Vivid can't stand their own stink. He just stink bombed himself. Unfortunately, that's not the way you want to go. That is not the way of the road.
J-Mock and Tempo looking to get maybe their second Victory Royale win. They do have the resources right now and the health to do it. They just gotta maintain these rotations and avoid any fights. Ooh. Cell's getting pressured. Left and right, he's surrounded right now. The circle is gonna engulf both of these guys. Space Lion, they're in the storm. Will they be able to get out? Bizzle alive by himself with a quad launcher, only 3 shots. And no health besides a little bit of shield and 100 health. Oh, he actually did pop a slurp. You can see his health ticking up a little bit. So the longer he stays alive, the more bulky he will be. He's got the quad launcher.
Oh, they took fall damage.
He didn't follow up on that. He didn't follow up. There we go, another shot to knock some people down. A third shot. That one wasn't as effective. I bet he wishes those were some elims right there.
Yeah, they need eliminations right now.
He needs elims. He only has 40 wood, so he needs to eliminate somebody and take their resources. He needs to steal their resources. So he's going to be looking for somebody who's dropping down or looks a little bit more vulnerable than the rest to try to get those resources. There we go. 2 shots. 1 more shot from that AR, and he's going to get that elim. He doesn't have any more shots in his quad launcher. There's the knock. He needs to
Go School. His teammate. And look, rockets drop.
Rockets drop. Materials. Was it enough? 120 wood. I mean, anything is
better
useful.
than 0.
Yes.
Yeah.
But 6 quad launcher shots. Will Bizzle be able to go off with these quad launchers? He accidentally quad launched himself. Someone built a wall right in front of him as he shot. That's not a good look.
15 players left in the game. There's a lot of action all happening in one tight little confined space.
Looking for that shot. Has 11 health. If he gets ticked by the storm, he will go down. Nade's right in front of him. His teammate, Snood, takes him out.
Oh, man, but then Tempo finds Explode on Snood.
Like I said earlier, Tempo and J-Mock, they're looking pretty solid right now. But NRG Zate is on the top with a campfire. I think Zate might take this home. There's a lot of people with campfires, but the only person who's uncontested is NRG Zate. Everybody else is kind of near each other. It is going to come down to whoever gets the best medkit timing, and if they have maybe campfires to accompany it.
72
but my
down
guess
low.
is it's going to be NRG Zate winning this because Tempo only has bandages. NRG Zate popped the medkit, and now he's going to try to push some people. Animal has more health than him, but
oh no!
he fell to his death.
Oh, Oh, no.
To be fair, for him, Animal was going to win regardless. Animal had more health. So if he didn't find Animal, which didn't look like he was going to, he would have lost anyways.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Wow. You can see in the replay here, Animal has just slightly more health.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's standing on top of a campfire. I believe it's on top of a campfire. I could be mistaken. No, he's not on top of a campfire, but he did have
more health.
just a little bit more health than him.
Yeah, so he definitely would have come out on top either way. So again, we see a heal off. What do you think?
I think you guys, the NA guys, are playing a lot more passive, and still we didn't see anybody get more than 5. Nick A30 almost got the 6 elim.
He was close.
Oh, you know what? Excels and his partner had 6 elims.
6 limbs. That's the new record.
New record.
6.
Only 6. That's 3 teams, guys. Listen.
That's crazy.
If you want to make $25,000, and I'm not going to ask for a split, go out there and get more than 6 elims. Just give it all you got. You got 3 games to go all out. Do it. If you play too safe, I don't think it pays off that much. We've seen some teams play safe and they end up falling behind, or you've seen people make it to the end almost every game with maybe 1 or 2 elims and then not even get top 5. It's not worth the risk. I think taking that initial risk of going for those early elims is what's going to secure you the $25,000. And I'm only asking for 10% of the cut.
There you go.
I've upgraded 10% because I'm giving you guys advice now, and it's just, you know, it's not free.
There you go, 10% of the cut. That's a great point, though, man. Again, 6 is the highest elimination count coming out of NA. 11 was the highest elimination count coming out of Europe. I agree. I feel like NA's maybe playing a little too passively. In Game 2, we saw an explosive start, explosive end. Here in Game 3, again, they've slowed things down. And I'm kind of curious as to why. We'll run some of the highlights coming out of this last game. There was action to be had, but I mean, Cypher, I think they just need to pick it up. You're so right on this. I mean, it's 25K for most eliminations. That's basically saying before placements happen, I hit 4th. Think about that.
You know, I think some people, they go into it and they're playing Fortnite, or they're playing in that scrim mentality, but they're not necessarily focusing on the Royale Flush playlist, like the elim bonus and the extra money that can be made from getting the most elims. Because when you're playing, you're just so focused on this is Fortnite, you know? But there's like extra rules outside of that, which is, you know, the structure of the tournament, that you also have to keep in mind and have that, you know, influence your playstyle. We saw that happen with EU. EU started off slow, and then they realized, hey, you know, the teams that are getting the most points right now are the teams that are going out and getting those elims. And you really just need 1 point per game, you know? And if you can consistently get 4 elims, get yourself on the board, you'll come out in the top 5, most likely.
For sure. Especially, I mean, we still haven't seen a Royale Flush. That's 8 eliminations and a Victory Royale. We haven't seen that yet. Not even Europe has done it, and NA still hasn't done it either. So that's 10K that's just also just sitting there. So if they could do both.
Do you think that the teams are so stacked right now, the talent pool is so stacked, that it's just so hard to get those elims? Because I do feel like in terms of teams that we've seen in previous skirmishes, this is one of the most stacked tournaments in terms of people playing with people that they're comfortable with, and just professional players playing together. You know, there's not a lot of room for error, and every fight is like a fight to the death. We've seen people, you know, get into a 2v2 engagement, and, you know, it's a 1v2 situation, and then K-Yoon comes out and destroys the other 2 guys who were looking like Zexro and Creo. They already had 2 elims. They were looking to get their 4th elim by taking out K-Yoon, and they ended up, you know, getting beat 1v2. Maybe the talent is just so high in this tournament right now that it's just very hard to compete against these guys, and it's very risky to go for those fights, and people are realizing that.
That's a great point, my friend. I think it's a little bit of that. I mean, here's the thing, right? At the end of the day, there can only be one victor. Sure. Talent pool, that's a great point. There's a lot of talent. But I think the biggest thing, man, is we're just seeing too much passive play. We're seeing these lobbies come down to, what, 4th to last circle with like 60-plus players. And EU wasn't that case. We were down to closer to 40. But as the lobbies, as the circles continue to close, we see that thin out. And right now, it's just everyone's doing their best to just try and stay alive. They're just trying to make it to top 5. But you made a great point. Those eliminations, man, that's huge. That's... If you get the most eliminations, an entire incentive is get the most. And the most in NA is 6. It's not that high, and it's not that hard to beat. Yep. Especially if someone drops a Royale Flush, Victory Royale, 8 eliminations, that's it. They're going to be
they're going to get
It's
10K from
anybody's
that and
game right
25K.
now. Once we take a look at the standings, you'll notice that there's not a lot of points on the board. So even somebody who has 0 points right now, they have one good game. Here's the standings. 5 points for Tempo and J-Mock.
Yep.
They got 2 extra points this game. I believe they finished 2nd or 3rd. They must have made it to the top 5 and maybe had 4 limbs to get those 2 extra points because they had 3 points prior to this. But 5, 5, 4, 4. A team with 0 points can come out and just get 6 points just like that, or 5 points just like that, and just jump up to the top. It's very easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's very easy for somebody to come back if they have a good game.
Yeah. Even if you just drop a victory royale, right? That puts you in 7th place. That's if you didn't place better than Ghostful and Dong did. I mean, the points are very, very close here. They're much closer here than they are in EU, which is very interesting. And I think it just goes back to what you were talking about, the talent pool. Everyone, all these duos are stacked, and everyone is playing the best that they can. There's also just a tiny hint of passive play. And I'm hoping in the next game we see that shift again. We saw in game 2, everyone went just full send, and it was a completely different result. We did go to a heal off, but there was a lot more eliminations happen across the game itself. So all I want, NA, is a Royale flush. That's all I'm looking for. And obviously a 10% to Cypher for giving his insight.
It's now 20%.
It's dead.
Every round it doesn't happen, it's just going to increase the percentage.
There you go.
Yeah.
The more insight he gives you, the higher the percentage. With that, don't forget to use that hashtag, Fall Skirmish. We love hearing what you guys have to say. What are you thinking about the game so far? What would you like to see? What would you like to see done differently? And obviously talk about Cypher. If you're not following him, again, you need to do that. And obviously rep your favorite club. We're here in week 5, 1 week left before TwitchCon, and trials happening next week. How many more games do we have left to play? That was game 3. Was that game 4?
3.
That was 3.
That was game 3.
That was 3. So now we're in game number 4.
Games. Game 4 is loading up right now.
These games have been a blur. It's been so much fun casting with you, Cypher.
As well, Zeke, as well. It's been exciting, and honestly, watching some of these duos, it inspires me, and I haven't played Fortnite for a day, and I want to jump back in. I can't wait to get back home tomorrow just so I can get on and play some games. I get really pumped when I'm watching these guys. This is coming from the racetrack going up north of Junction. So this will be like, it's kind of like a reverse bus from the last game. The last game, if you were landing in the desert, you had to stretch really far. This time it's a little bit different. You have an easier land. The bus is moving 25% faster, like I mentioned before. So the teams who are landing late, they do get to their destination a little bit quicker.
Yeah. And I mean, this is ideal, like you talked about, because there's less landmass kind of toward the bottom southwest of the map. So you're going to see a lot of these people land very quickly. Some people even doubling back up to risky reels in Wailing Woods. Very interesting to see.
No one contesting the center of the Vortex.
Okay.
I don't know who basically won the Vortex battle, but there is a team there uncontested.
I wonder if that's Nick Merckx. I'm assuming it's Aiden. I'm assuming. Okay, Clarify right out the gate has gone down, and Science is making his way.
He might have been getting shot at and jumped off the top.
I believe he might have traded with Strugs, who's now slurping down a Chug Jug. And now Fear as well is just trying to go around, just get a little bit of loot, find some minis.
There's 4 teams. It seems like there's 4 teams here in Tilted Towers.
There is quite a few. Again, though, no Nick Merckx. So Nick Merckx has abandoned Tilted Towers. He says, I'm too good
surprising.
for this.
And Aiden. No, Nick Merckx is here.
Oh.
And so is Aiden. They're bringing it back home.
I'm sorry. Are they just like are they like talking to each other like, hey, man, all right, 2 games, Floating Island. All right, now back to Tilted. Back to home turf.
I think Aiden is following Nick around.
You think so?
Yeah.
They're in the battle bus about to jump out. They're like, hey,
however,
Tilted. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you there.
Nick does have the shields right now, and so does Hysteria, and they're moving very fast towards Aiden and his partner. Aiden did put on a shield. They're very close to each other. I don't know if they're going to see each other, but if Hysteria and Nick do see them, and they do, getting some shots off, already taken down. Ambrew goes Aiden, taking some shots back at Nick Merckx, but he fell on top of a clinger, and he's going to get taken down. Nickmercs has no materials left, and there's a quad launcher. Hysteria probably doesn't even have that many materials either. Jay Cuddy and Salt putting some pressure, but they don't seem to be committing. They might not know that they're weak or low on mats. So they're just taking some shots from a distance, and they're not really pushing them. So this is really good for Nickmercs and Hysteria, just because they might be able to back out, go back into the big red building, and just farm up, or even go underneath the basketball courts and start farming up. That's probably what will happen here.
Does that mean that this is now Nickmercs 2, 8 and 1?
It is two for one, yes.
Yeah.
Now they did get the jump on them, but this is Fortnite. You know, you got to be aware. Anything can happen. So far, Nickmercs is leading this fight 2-1.
Can't wait to see them duo at TwitchCon. And now,
If you're going to TwitchCon, don't land tilted towers. you trust me, just don't land tilted towers. It's not worth it.
what do you think their duo name would be? Would it be Naden? Would it be Nick Aiden? I think it's Naden.
Aiden Mercs.
Aiden Mercs, there you go. We'll have to ask them when we see them at TwitchCon. But now look, Cuddy's not too far away, neither is Salt. There's also another duo here as well, and I mean, there was a lot of action happening, right? They took shots at Nick, and then they were just like, okay, I guess go.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I think they should have pressured them a little bit more. I think you know, it's a safe play, but like that's a little bit of the passiveness showing a little bit there. Like if they had pressed them, they would have gotten the 2 limbs because they were low on materials and heals. Nate Hill and Symphony fighting Morgas and One Shot Girl. This is the second. They actually seem to land here a lot. Both of these teams have encountered each other, but they always choose to disengage. And right here we can see Morgas and One Shot Girl disengaging from this fight. Both teams are healthy and have, you know, some materials to fight, but it's just smarter, especially with the circle being you know, north of Fatal. It's smarter just to sit back and farm up.
Yeah, I love that too. I mean, you have to. What a mark of a good player is knowing when to engage and when not to.
Exactly.
And both these guys, they're doing the same thing. They're not engaging. There's no need to this early. Just go your separate ways. Continue to farm up materials. But look at Bobby Bojangles and Crispy stuck between EU Jack and Ashton.
And you got Ninja and Monster south of them, not too far away. They probably do hear the shots. I don't think they'll push them, but you know, if they get on top of this hill, they can definitely control the late game rotation from one of these teams. These guys are just looking, they're like peeking, trying to get just a little tag to make the fight a little easier. And they don't have a lot of materials. Oh! Now Jack, he just hit him for 60 with the assault rifle, and he probably told his teammate immediately, and that is why he's being pushed. Ashton is putting some pressure on them. They're both close to each other. Crispy goes down, and he probably knows that Bobby only has 40 health because he had to do a lot more damage to Crispy, so he knows that Bobby is the one that Jack headshot.
Yeah.
And there we go. They just thirsted CLG Crispy. Bobby's alive, but look, they're playing smart. You got to respect these players. You could easily lose a 1v2 if you make one bad decision. So they're going to go ahead and spread out and hit him from 2 different sides. Bobby jumps out and shoots Jack a couple times, taking off his shields. Oh, but gets met with Ashton, and he goes down. That was his only real chance, is to just try to like jump one of them very quickly. Yep. But that didn't work out in his favor.
Ooh, wow. So look, back with Nate Hill and Symphony.
I think they lasered Morgas, and they know he's weak.
They cracked him. He's hiding in the cornfield there.
They think he's underneath, but he's not. He's not. He's somehow slipped away. He will be able to get that medkit off, and you know, they've invested materials and time into trying to defeat him, and they didn't.
Oh,
so
they're onto it.
So if they don't, I feel like now Nate Hill and Symphony might not disengage because they feel like they've already invested too much into this fight. They want to get their rewards. They want to get the spoils of these guys. Burst shots coming out.
I don't know about this, man. You've got a team coming in down south. The Storm is about to be at the back. I don't know that this is worth it at all, Cypher.
Yep, I think they're realizing that. I feel like they're not very happy with that. I would be very upset to have used that many resources and still not come out with the win or the resources. But the circle is not, the safe zone is actually not too far away. So they might be just disengaging for the time being, and they might choose to push them once they're in the safe zone.
Yeah. And at that point,
fine, you know,
Yeah.
then sure, but
And
not
Morgas
now.
is doing a really good job of, he knows this. He knows that they'll probably push him. He's doing a good job of, one, pretending like he has a lot of health. He doesn't have any shields, right? But he's pushing them as if he's 100, 100. And he's trying to get some tags on Symphony and Nate Hill. And Symphony and Nate Hill are a little bit separated right now because they used the crater to bounce through, and now they know both One Shot Girl and Morgas are extremely weak. Morgas taking the high ground. He might get shot down. One Shot Girl's being pushed by Nate Hill right now. She's going for the high ground. Symphony's on top of both Morgas and One Shot Girl because Morgas had to stop to heal, and it gave Symphony enough time. He's got one rocket shot. Will he be able to use this wisely? He's going to try to locate one of them and shoot them out of their box and maybe try to finish them with a follow-up shotgun shot. Morgas on top.
He's up top.
Will he use the rocket here? He probably will. He's going to try to take this all down. Morgas falls right on top of them. There's one ramp holding this up, putting more pressure on him, trying to take the high ground back, putting more pressure on him with the SMG. Good double team from Symphony and Nate Hill. This is not the first time we've seen them do this. One Shot Girl left alone to deal with two of the deadliest players in this lobby. This is not...
Trying to slip out.
Building right here is going to give away her location.
Yep.
And they see her now because of the builds. She might have been able to slip out if she didn't build. It would have been risky if she got shot. The building straight up told them exactly where she was. And now they're putting some pressure. They know she's weak. She goes down. Morgas did a great job, and so did One Shot Girl in terms of forcing the fight, because they knew that they were gonna. They knew that they invested a lot of resources. And they knew that they were gonna try to fight them. Yep. So they took the initiative to start fighting. Unfortunately, Nate Hill and Symphony, they used the creators to position into the circle, and then they got some really good shots on them. Knew they were weak, and then pushed them.
They lasered Morgasi before they could get in the safe zone, and then he had to commit to the med kit. Just a rough spot to be in all in all, but they come out on top. They've got extra resources, mats, shadow stones as well. They can make these rotations.
Daquan and Nox the Fox. I know Daquan is a slayer.
Wait,
if there's going to be any team
did he just walk by Mista?
Yeah, they did. They might. Looks like they were looking for him, and Mista just slid by. I think the one elim that they had was on Ghost School. Yeah, but Mista, you know, he sneaks by them, lets them pass. But look, he doesn't have any medkits or bandages, and he's got the storm on his back, and he's got a long way to rotate. So he's got to be careful.
Back and tilted where Jay Cuddy and Salt are just taking their time, farming things up. Nick Merckx in Hysteria, though.
Still here.
Still here.
Nick Merckx has a grappler. Got to watch out for that.
Man, Jay Cuddy's sitting on a quad launcher with 3 rounds. Look how many teams and duels are coming up right behind them in Tilted. You got even a duel down south.
Yeah, I think Daquan and his partner might be coming up as well very soon. They were rotating from that area.
Nick Merckx going with the grapple play.
Putting pressure on High Distortion. High Distortion is not held up by a lot, just a couple ramps, and he'll come falling down.
Trying to trade with them. He still has that grappler.
Yellow and High Distortion both fighting Nick Merckx in this area. Nick Merckx goes down. Well-placed shot from Yellow. Takes him out.
Valiant effort.
That is his 3rd elim. And now if they take out Nick Merckx's partner, they're going to put a point on the board. And they do.
Wow.
High Distortion nearly goes down. I mean, he gets down, but nearly gets thirsted. FaZe Yellow does save him. 4 limbs from FaZe Yellow. Still 71 people alive. I believe this team has the most limbs this game right now, and they're still alive. So hopefully we can see High Distortion and Yellow break the dry streak of low limbs from NA.
Currently 6, they're 2 away. That's very doable here in this game. We have 71 players remain. It's made a tempo though. It's a hot spot, and look at the safe zone. So I mean, you got to think Zexro and Krier coming out of the storm like, oh, thank goodness, we are just right here.
They've got a lot of mats, and these guys are very aggressive, and they've done a good job of getting a lot of limbs in all of their games so far. So I do think that they're going to get some fights. Daquan down right now, but there is 2 other duos nearby that are fighting each other, so I think he'll be able to be picked up while Yo-Yo and his partner deal with the duo that's like right underneath them.
And keep in mind, man, the storm's pretty far from them right now. They have to go just across Loot Lake near the ravine.
I don't think Yo-Yo and Outlit realize Jay Cuddy and Salt are underneath them, or if they do, They just realized it now. They heard Salt move around.
Yeah, Rio heard it. You
So
can see
this is
him
a very
looking down.
tricky situation. The storm is as far away from these guys as it possibly can be. So they have about a minute before it starts closing. So if this doesn't end soon, all of these guys are going to be put in a very tough situation. Daquan and Nox getting hit with the stink bombs. They're going to be forced to disengage.
Man.
Daquan making a strong push for the high ground. He's got a shotgun out. Will he be able to finish this fight quickly? Let's see. He's got the mats to fight. Him and his partner are on top right now. They have the high ground. They're going to start putting some pressure on Yo-Yo. Keep it up.
Oh, boy.
Show us what you're made of, Day.
Hey, man, Day is no pushover. We saw him get 9 eliminations in a single game with solos just a few weeks ago.
Oh, no. They're standing on
you need
one
to get down.
ramp. He should be able to catch himself if they go down. But they got to be careful. If they build any higher, it could
Like
get ugly.
this. Yeah, just get down. Okay, all right. We're back on equal footing.
7 seconds.
Oh,
He's going to throw some nades
man.
underneath Jay Cuddy. This might
Go
catch
anywhere.
him.
Is it enough? It bounced over.
Yes, he did. He caught him. He knows he's down. He's going to thirst him. Goes for the finish. There's 2 other people there. They don't.
They bail immediately. They got what they came for. They're leaving.
He's got the grappler, so he should be able to cover a lot of ground here while the other teams are behind him. Hopefully they don't laser him. Sniper shot comes out.
Tay, are you there?
I think he is moving. I think he's moving.
Okay, that scared me for just a moment.
No,
Nox
no.
disengaging.
Day goes down.
Outlet finds him. And now that's it. Nox is just left. I mean, if Nox turns, he can still catch Outlet.
If he does, yeah.
Oh, Yo-Yo keep it up, about to
Yo-Yo
go down.
keep it up's about to go
So
down.
is Salt.
Salt takes him out. He has got 2 bandages. Really, the only thing nope.
Couldn't make it. Wasn't fast enough. The Storm's taking way too hard right now.
57 people alive. We're already seeing a lot more action this time around compared to the previous games.
Yep.
Ninja and Monster alive. 0 limbs each, and no shields are being pressured by a grenade launcher. This could get ugly really quickly. They've got enough mats, but they've got to extend the space. It's a little bit too small. Are they going for the high ground? They might try to take a high ground take. Ninja does have 6 shots on the grenade launcher. They need to eliminate a team that is holding extra shields. Outlit is trying to make it out of the storm. He has like 10 health remaining. I think he's going to go down. Yeah, he just went down.
He just did.
See, everybody that was at that Loot Lake fight is now dead. All 3 teams. Because it's too tough of a situation, and no team decided to disengage. There was some opportunity to disengage, but they went for the limbs, and it backfired.
Bold Naga Ops here with Dusty FN.
5 limbs from this team. And they're
close.
very healthy. And he's got a sniper rifle.
I mean, even look at the loadout, man.
Look at this. They're going to knock him down and try to put some pressure with that quad launcher.
Oh,
He's going to go ahead and reload the quad launcher. That was a good play. They nearly caught them off guard.
just trying to replace and own these walls as much as possible. Man, that quad launcher, though, it's coming up clutch in these types of situations. You've got people turtled up. You force them to
many
make
mats on
rotations.
these guys. These guys are looking really solid.
999.
And they can
break.
make this rotation really easily into the circle. They're going to stay low ground most likely because there's already a lot of teams posted up top. So they're saving some mats. They're using some opponents' mats. A little pressure here from Liquid 72 Hours. Takes off a couple of his shields. Liquid's going to play it safe, though. I don't think they're going to push them unless they really do smell blood. And there's actually another team right beneath them. Goes Tfue right in front of them.
And look, Colton right there on the left. He's trying to laser through.
Yeah, both teams are taking shots at each other. Both teams are trying to put serious pressure on each other right now.
Cypher, look at the top right. Look at the minimap. Look at all these people. They're coming together on top of each other right now. This is going to get ugly very quickly. Tfue takes down K-Sid.
Did those guys lift off from the cursed stones? It looks like it.
I think so.
Colton goes down, and Tfue is getting pressured tremendously from both Naga Ops and Dusty. If they secure this, they will break 7 limbs.
Oh my gosh.
They have not yet. You know what? Actually, Colton went down from somebody else that was not their limb. So they're still stuck at 5.
Just 5, yep.
A lot of loot.
Zace is there. Also,
Sees
his
and his
partner.
partner is up.
Dusty's on
Dusty's
the other
stuck on the
side.
other side of the ramp. It's not good. They're gonna thirst him. Wow, that just
Bolt Naga Ops might have accidentally.
trapped his buddy in between him and the enemy. That was really unfortunate because this team was looking really solid, and now he gets edited from Jesus, and they're unfortunately going to go down with just 5 limbs. Luckily for us, there's another team with 5 limbs, Envy Linane and Envy Sketch. They've got so many mats.
Sace played themselves. Interesting.
They've got rockets,
Double barrel.
and they're in the circle with high ground, and they have the most limbs and are currently still alive.
And we are down to 40 players in the lobby. Now here's the question, Cypher. Can Linane and Sketch be the players to dethrone Excel's 6 eliminations?
They definitely have the toolkit. They're in a good position right now. They have the high ground. They've got rockets. They've got plenty of materials. If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be them. At least this game. So hopefully they don't fumble it.
Man, look who else. There was a lot of players that were just 3 eliminations. Look how many people are already in the current safe zone. Outside of just all the players, the teams just north of the current safe zone.
Pressure coming in from the top. Myth and Zoof looking to put a point on the board. They need 1 more limb to secure 4.
Myth has no AR bullets though.
There we go. Zoof
Teammate
hooked
gives
him up.
some.
That's what you like to see. A lot of mats, but Myth's gonna take a shotgun to the face. Very weak, but look, he's still putting pressure. He doesn't care. He's playing aggressive with his teammate.
They need all this loot. Myth has basically nothing in his arsenal right now.
He's got plenty of mats. The loot is in front of them. And look how he rotated that ramp facing away from him so they can protect themselves and grab the necessary loot.
There's a slurp.
Look, there's a
juice
slurp.
there.
That was a slurp that was left behind earlier when Tfue and them were fighting. That is a super clutch slurp. He needs to pop bandage really quickly to try to really maximize the efficiency of that slurp.
I don't
Unfortunately,
think he's gonna have it in time.
he's not doing that. He could have.
He
Should have, definitely.
Yeah.
But you know what? In the heat of things like this, man, it's very easy to forget things.
Yeah, hindsight is 20/20, but they're just focused on surviving.
Oh, he takes another hit.
What?
Myth doesn't care.
It's a chug too?
Myth does not care. He has taken huge hits, and instead of backing up, he decides to continue putting pressure. And that's the type of aggression that's going to win you fights. That type of confidence, relying on your teammate to make sure that if you go down, they'll keep shooting for you, is what won them that fight. And he gets a chug, so it was definitely worth it. Extremely well played from Zoof and Myth.
And don't forget, that's a point hitting the board for them. That could be huge as we make our way into the last few games of the day. Excel's our current leader with 6 eliminations. But Cypher, they got to make these rotations, man. They got to get to safety.
A lot of people going down here on these rotations. Excel's down to 21 health. 1 person hits him. He'll go down. He'll pop these 2 minis. A little more health on him. He's got to be careful. I don't know where his teammate is. Him and his teammate are a little bit separated right now. He's looking for these rotation limbs. He needs 1 more limb to secure a point. Him and his teammate know this. It looks like they're going around hunting for 1 person that they could find, potentially, that is weak. There we go. 45 damage, putting some more pressure. Unfortunately, that person's going to box up. He'll probably have to ignore that person. Oh, no, you got to be careful. The storm is closing in on you. Him and his teammate are both together now. Oh no, Sketch went down. They do have 6 limbs though, tied for most limbs. Ninja took out Sketch. Needs
Linane.
1 more.
He almost finds a double barrel, so close. Got to go for the reload now. 24 players left, Cypher. Now we're going to go across the ravine. We have to go down the ravine and then back up that west side wall.
He's still looking for the limbs. He knows he needs 1 more to get the most limbs. And if he gets 2 more, that's going to be the 3-point bonus for 8 limbs.
Down below, Ninja.
Ninja getting taken out by EMAT GG. They had 3 limbs, unfortunately, and they finished outside of the top 5, so 0 points acquired.
1-2. It's not enough.
Does not land a clean shot. Needs to reload the double barrel. He has 400 materials left, so he should be able to compete for a little bit longer. But if he doesn't go down, oh no!
It was close.
Super close on that shot. He's burning through all his mats.
I don't
just to get to the circle. I think that person that he's fighting is also a solo player. So this is his only opportunity. The storm is still closing in. It might push past him. Nope. Just on the edge.
Cypher, I don't like how much mats he just burned just to try and get here to safety. And I mean, he's really not held up by much.
Luckily for him, I think the circle is going back where he came from, so he can actually use his build that is so good for him.
Now, there was that player down
there
below.
is a player down below. I don't know if that player dropped. That player might have actually dropped because you didn't see him build past this point.
Right.
And this point was in the storm, so he might have dropped beneath. So Linane gets to use some of his old builds, but it's actually stretching a little bit further across. He can use these last 100 mats to go down, and I think that's what he's going to do. Exactly. So just enough mats to get down without taking any fall damage. Looking for that 7th limb.
All right, Linane, it's go time.
Does not land a clean shot, unfortunately. 72 hours in chat. Both have 6 limbs total.
Could we see a new leader?
There's only 4 people left. It's 2 solos and 72 hours in chat. I say 72 hours in chat. We're going to take this home.
This could be
7 limbs from Envy Linane and Envy Skatch.
Wait, is he 1v2 against Chap in 72 hours? It's
now
not
we
enough.
have 2 teams with 7 limbs. Tied, Liquid Chap at 72 hours and Envy Linane. Both played extremely well. Liquid Chap and 72 hours take it home. They take the victory royale. And 7 limbs, 1 limb away from a royale flush. Super close.
Wow. Then you got to think for them, that's probably heartbreaking to be 1 elimination away from not only the first royale flush of the day. That would have been 8 points hitting the board for them, a 10K, and that would have put them in as the front runner for most eliminations. And just like you said, man, now there's 2 teams tied with 7.
And you know they're thinking about every encounter and any potential limb that they might have let slip by, and they're like, oh man, I should have played this more aggressively, or we definitely should have secured that limb. And they're going to think back at every single moment, every single fight that they had. And I know there's going to be a few moments where they're going to be like, we should have done this, we should have deleted that guy. But it's still, you can't be upset. 7 limbs and the victory royale.
Still huge.
That's probably going to put them up in first place.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look at the highlights coming out of that last game, match number 4. My, oh my. So we now have a new, duos that lead with 7 elimination. Chaps in 72 hours, Linane and Skatch.
Listen,
I mean,
man,
they
if
played
Chap
that well.
and 72 are alive at the end, they're both healthy. There's no way they don't win the game.
That's a very deadly combination coming out from them. That was a pretty good game there. We didn't end on a heel off.
No, and like I said, I called it out earlier. There was about 40 people left in the last couple circles instead of the 70 that we usually saw. I think some of these players are adapting. They're adapting in the 4th round. The EU guys started adapting the 3rd round, so they're not too late. I think 5 and 6 are going to be big ones, just like the EU competition was. And hopefully, the next time a Royale Flush, format is introduced again into a skirmish, people will start like this from the first game. Because if you really want to take it home, this is the level of energy you have to have right from the beginning. Going for those limbs, securing points, and not just trying to place high.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. We talked about it a little bit earlier. There was a lot of passive play. We see a lot of these players get aggressive, and we'll run the highlights from this last game. It pays off dividends here. I mean, not only do we see new front runners from eliminations, we see great plays. Nick Merckx now 2 versus 2 over 1 over
He knocks
Aiden.
Aiden into his clinger. Boom. Takes out all his shield and health, and he gets finished off.
And Hysteria Fearless jumps in face-to-face with Aiden. Let's not forget Symphony and Nate Hill, though. These guys showed up in this game. Remember, they were trailing One Shot Girl and Margosi. They picked them off with, honestly, a better rotation near that corrupted zone. Daquan, can't forget about this. Again, it's just these lobbies are so stacked. There's so many.
Myth just being so aggressive. That opponent had a lot of health, and he just stuck it.
He just said, I don't care. We're fighting till the death.
That's the confidence I like to see coming out of Myth.
My goodness, what an awesome game number 4. For you guys at home, was that the game you were expecting? Let us know with hashtag Fall Skirmish. Let us know your thoughts or your predictions coming through. Talk about all these players, man. Everyone's starting to get aggressive, and that's what we need to see. We've got 2 games left to go. Let's take a look at the current standings coming out of that game and see where the players are currently.
Bush
Look,
Bandits, 72 hours in chat, 10 points. And guess what?
place for that top 10th spot currently, man. And I mean, again, look how close this leaderboard is. I'm telling you, whoever gets a Royale flush,
We'll take it home.
that I'm telling you, dude, not only the 25K, the 10K from the Royale flush, they're gonna be top 5 for sure. And we just came super close. 72 hours in chat almost gave us the first Royale flush of the day across Europe and North America. Any thoughts before we take a break, friend?
I think they've woken up. I think the NA players are awake. They understand how to play it. That was a much better game to watch, and I think game 5 and 6 are only going to get better. So
That's right.
Looking forward to it.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a short break. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Stay tuned for more Fall Skirmish. We'll see you soon.
Alright. Alright! Now we're gonna go to Paradise Palms. We're gonna connect every building together. And we're gonna blow up. Actually, I'm gonna restart the lobby. We're gonna go back into Tilted Towers. I'm gonna connect the whole city together. And I'm gonna blow up the whole fucking city in one goddamn ramp. Let's get it, baby. Come on, let's get this shit. 200 IQ. Easy. Boom. Let's blow up the whole map. Connect the whole map together. And we'll just connect it together. And I'll place 3 floors. I'll place a staircase. And boom. And I hit it, dude. And the whole fucking map will just explode, dude. It'll be sick. It's like a giant fucking domino effect, dude. It's gonna be lit, dude. The whole fucking map, dude. Get like 2 or 3 of my boys in here into the playground, bro. We'll connect the whole map together. And we'll just blow it up, dude. Chat, we are about to attempt to try to blow up the entire Tilted Towers by one single exploit. One singular exploit. Can it take out the entire of Tilted Towers? Can you do it, man? Can we do it, chat? What are you guys' votes? You think we're gonna do it or no? What are you guys thinking? You think it's doable or? Every little piece of Tilted Towers, dude, including these shacks over here. Okay? Nothing gets left behind. No man left behind, chat. Alright? Alright. Do we have everything, chat? Is this everything, right? I think this is everything. Alright. Alright, let's get this. Woo! Wait, should we go down to pawn shop or is that? Alright, fuck it, dude. We might as well try it, right? Alright, boys. Yo, Discord, can you shut up, dude? How about that? How about you suck it, dude? Streamer mode. Suck that, dude. How about that? Alright. You guys ready? I want you guys in the chat, dude. I want you to give me motivation right now, dude. Are you guys ready to try to take out the entire... Yo, what the fuck? Yo, are you guys ready, dude? To try to blow up Tilted Towers with one singular exploit. Let's get it, dude. It's a moment of truth, baby. Let's try it. Oh my god, dude! Yo! Chop's still there though. Yo, what the? Oh my god, bro. Yo. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Are you kidding me right now? Bro, Tilted is gone, dude. We gotta go into replay mode right now. Replay mode, dude. Yo! Oh, shit, dude. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Holy shit. Dude, it's like dynamite, dude. Gone, dude. That was like 5-10 seconds, bro. Gone. The whole Tilted Tower is just gone. All right, man, let's get back a few frames. Yeah, look at Tilted Towers, man. It's looking nice. Let me go ahead like, 30 seconds. Oh, it's gone. Feels bad, dude. All right. Well, interesting. Interesting, bro. All right. Well, there goes Tilted Towers, dude. You guys want to get like 3 people in here and see if we can blow up the whole map, dude? No, I'm just kidding.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? We are back with week 5 of the Fall Skirmish. After that short break, I'm Zeke, and this week we are joined by Cypher PK, who's dropped knowledge on us and helped us all level up as a community. How you feeling, man? We've got 2 games left.
Good, man. That was a good game 4, and I'm expecting game 5 and 6 to be even better. More limbs, more action, and some more points on the board. So, looking forward to it.
That's right. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a lot of the action. Don't worry, we'll help you get caught up with the format starting there. Every week we change the format, and we're going with an old fan favorite Royale flush. 6 total games in the duos format. Victory Royales are worth 3 points. 2nd and 3rd place are worth 2. And finally, 4th and 5th place are worth 1 point.
Eliminations. 8 eliminations will net you 3 points. 6 and 7 will get you 2. 4 and 5 will get you 1. And if you happen to win and get 8 eliminations, it's going to give you an extra 2 points. The Royale flush. So far today, 7 has been the highest for NA.
That's right.
2 teams are currently tied for 7 eliminations. And going into the bonus of the cash. Let's see what we
That's
have.
right, man. That Royale flush. If a team gets the Royale flush, not only do they get those extra point values, they also get 10K for dropping a Royale flush. And something else to keep in mind is that bonus incentive.
Yep. $25,000 for the team that gets the most elims. Currently, Chap at 72 hours and Linane and Skatch are both tied for 7 elims. Definitely something that's beatable. Not only will you, if you beat it, will you be receiving $25,000 after the tournament's over, but that 8th elim will net you 3 points. So it'll probably put you on the board as well.
That's right. And I mean, again, if they could do both, if they just drop the Royale flush, 8 eliminations at the Victory Royale, that's 8 points, 10K from that, and that could set these players up for that 25K bonus. In Europe, we saw the highest elimination count was 11. In NA, it's currently 7. We've got 2 games left for players to try and beat that. For you guys at home, we love having a conversation with you. Hashtag Fall Skirmish. Always let us know your thoughts. We want to hear from you guys at home. Want to hear what you're enjoying, what you wish was done differently. Obviously, don't forget to rep your favorite club.
Bush Bandits.
Bush Bandits. There you go. Cypher's a Bush Bandit, in case you didn't know. We've got 1 week left. Trials coming out during this next week, and then it all culminates at TwitchCon, which is only a week away. We'll currently take a look at the standings heading into the last 2 games of North America with Liquid 72 Hours and Liquid Chap. 2 Bush Bandits at the top with 10 points. Linane and Skatch right behind them with 6. FaZe Tempo, FaZe Geomach with 5 points in 3rd. Nate Hill Symphony in 4th, and Animal and Kiwi Face in 5th. Don't forget, the top 10 teams are the ones placing in the money. So right now, Spaceline and Replays are fighting XLs and Savage, trying to get into that 10th place spot. Now, 2 games left to go. Our players are currently boarding the battle bus, getting prepared to launch into this next game. Now, Cypher, something I want to touch on is this aggressive play. So if people maybe are just tuning in, you're just getting in, you just started watching, what have we seen? How has that helped shake things up?
The aggression has turned up quite a bit. A few teams went down with 5 elims, and then we had 2 teams at the end finish with 7 elims. One thing I want to say is I think Liquid, Chap, and Tom, right now they're in the lead, and they have a decent 4-point lead. We saw in the previous EU competition that the team that had the lead for the longest time, they slowed down their game, and they ended up actually getting passed up at the end. I think Tom and Chap are smart enough to, coming off of a victory and being that far ahead, sitting in first place, I think they're going to come out and they're going to try to secure the most elims. So it would be interesting to see how they adjust their playstyle. I think personally they're going to turn up and try to go for the high kill eliminations.
That's right, man. We'll find out here in match number 5, the North American scene. Here we go. Battle Bus has launched. Hopefully these players have thanked their Battle Bus driver. A lot of them have, which is good. But now let's check out this Battle Bus, man. Coming in between Lucky Landing and Flush Factory, heading up toward Risky Reels.
It's a good battle bus for most players. The only people who might not like this, people who want to land Junk Junction or Haunted Hills. But it's a pretty even split across the map, which is good for everybody. And, you know, the battle bus is moving faster, so people will touch down a little bit quicker, even if they're landing very late. Look at Nox down here. He's really high up, and I feel like they tend to choose their landing spot based off of where people are going.
Yeah.
He's choosing to stay really high up, and he notices that nobody seems to be pushing the Viking Hill. That's what I call it. So he might go ahead and land there with Daquan. I do see somebody beneath them.
So keep in mind, last game, that was Nick Merckx.
Yep.
Hysteria that landed here.
There is another team that landed here with them. Science and his partner.
Okay. All right, we're going to see a battle happen. Now, that begs the question, did Aiden and Nick Merckx, did they go back to Tilted Towers?
I bet they did.
We'll have to find out. I'm excited to see the result here in game number 5, but off the bat, man, it's an okay loadout. Dual pistols,
Daquan
SMG.
pops a slurp. Nick Merckx and Hysteria. Tilted Towers.
Now here's the thing. Do we see Parallax, 100 Kenneth are here as well? We saw Jay Cuddy on the left there, Team 22.
Slurp and the quad.
Is he not going to take it?
I think he might let Hysteria pick it up. I'm not entirely sure.
Aragon, B-Sox.
Hysteria's popping a big. They're looking good right now. I don't see Aiden quite yet. I don't even think Aiden is here because we did get to see all the teams. I'm looking at the map right now.
There's only 4 duos.
But it looks like there's a solo. There's a solo like south. Maybe somebody went down early. We haven't seen it.
I'm actually getting word. Hysteria has 2 eliminations. They've already eliminated Aiden.
Wow.
It's already done. So we are 3-1 in the Aiden-Nick Merckx rivalry.
Definitely want to see a replay on that. But that is impressive. 3-1. Nick Merckx turning it back around.
That's right. Saying, this is my towers, Aiden.
That's good to see. That's good to see. So now we got Parallax and Kenneth. Aragon and B-Sox still alive. Jay Cuddy seems to be by himself. That means maybe Jay Cuddy's partner is already down, potentially. I mean, if Aiden and his partner are already down, there's a chance that Jay Cuddy lost his partner. But yeah, the battle for Tilted Towers. Nick Merckx working his way back and trying to take back that throne. Jay Cuddy launching away, gets hit a few times, but I don't think B-Sox is gonna press the issue any further.
I mean, they've got that rift to go, man, if they so desire to leave, but I think it'd be silly to use it this early.
I think so. The circle's further away from Tilted, but not too far away. So they can actually just stay here, farm up for as long as they want, fight for as long as they want, and if they have to leave, they'll leave.
Nick Merckx got the quad out. He goes for a shot.
They're going to disengage.
The walls go up very quickly. They're like, no, Nick Merckx. Please, God, stop. Got 2 more rockets.
And he's got some clingers as well, so he's got a good amount of explodes. Hysteria's nearby for support if needed. Looks like B-Sox is building up. Tags Nick, barely hits him.
It's just a little bit of chip damage.
Just a little bit.
Now the question
big
is,
shields.
Do Parallax and Kenneth, do they come running? You know, they're hearing this obviously go down just north in there.
Looks like they're assessing the situation. They'll probably come running once things get really heated.
Ooh, things are happening.
The trap kill! You love to see that.
Wow, look at this as well. Strugs in Fear, One Shot Girl, and Morgasi.
Fortunately for General, he was able to crawl away from the trap after it knocked him. King Richard saved him. Well, actually, no, he eliminated the opponent that trapped him, but his opponent threw down the trap right before he went down. Does not get the elimination for it, though, because General's going to get picked up, pop some minis, and pop a med kit. Morgals and One Shot Girl. You notice that they're not in fatal fields anymore, and I think Symphony and Nate Hill chase them out. That typically happens. You die or you get eliminated too many times by a duo, and you're just gonna have to call it and go somewhere else.
Yeah, they're like, hey guys, you guys have that. We're gonna find a new home. It's good though, switching things up. Now Morgasi has nothing, or One Shot Girl has nothing in the way of meds. She's looking really wounded right now.
Fear and Strugs are holding the top of this, just looking around, playing very patient. They know there's at least 2 teams here. General and King Richard are rotating away from them, but they might come back around if they hear enough action. Just depends on the mentality. There is some
getting tagged
lasered
up
from One Shot Girl Morgals. You see, even though they're weak, they're still just like in the previous game, they're still doing a good job of syncing up their AR shots and putting pressure. He just went down.
Oh, he goes down. Morgasi finds that.
It was a bit of a trade there. One Shot Girl got knocked, and they're both probably going to pick up each other. Yep.
I mean, so One Shot Girl had about 30 HP anyway, so all in all,
this is definitely favorable, though, for Morgals, because they actually now are kind of on even playing field in terms of health, because before, Fear and Strugs had a lot more combined health. Strugs has that scar.
this is good, man. One Shot Girl just staying back, laying down a little bit of suppressive fire.
Morgals
so
only has 28 Epic Assault Rifle shots remaining.
He's got to rely on that tack and submachine gun.
He needs to be very precise with it and not waste it. And he only has 100 total materials left. I say they disengage and try to go for the craters and try to bounce away. I think that's the best move for them.
Do you think they Shadowstone and disengage or just bounce?
Shadowstone into disengage. It's going to be better, and it's going to make it harder for them to get shot at.
Oh, man. Strugs in Fear, though. They're saying
he doesn't want it to happen. He definitely doesn't want it to happen. He might catch somebody off guard here.
9 bullets. Let's see if he can connect them.
He only has 9, and he only has 9 AR shots.
4.
He's already used 5, and he does not connect any shots.
I think you just let him go, man. It's not worth it. He's out of AR now.
He's okay. I think his partner might drop him some AR ammo. Yeah, he's dropping him a lot of ammo. Okay,
drops
he's
ammo
just
all
dropped
over the place.
everything.
It's only 35.
He needed it. He definitely needed it. That's going to be a big difference. They're already bouncing away, it seems like. Yep.
Oh, wow.
I think Morgals or One Shot Girl was already posted up on the top. Yep.
It's Morgals.
And look at that silenced Epic Assault Rifle is doing work from that distance. He's doing a good job tap firing and landing those crucial shots.
Immediately, Strugs is like, okay, you guys can go. Nice try, I guess.
I don't know. I think
they're not in a great
they
spot,
might
though.
go back for them.
You think so?
Just because Morgals and One Shot Girl, they're not in a great spot right now in terms of health. Reverse goes down to the Storm. Wheat needs to pick him up. He should be able to. The problem is they don't have a lot of meds, but he does have a Rift to go.
Once he's up,
they're being pushed right now. He's going to have to abandon him. Over behind. Oh, it doesn't get it off, and now they get to keep the Rift to go.
Oh, man, and now they get the free rotation as well as all the loot.
They only got 1 elim out of that because they focused Wheats first. They didn't thirst thirst reverse. But in that situation, it's kind of hard not to just do that. It's too risky, especially against a good player. You don't want to risk focusing the guy that's already down and not the guy that's standing up with a gun.
Right. And now they can use those little vortex, little runes there in the sky that are existing to help in that rotation. Ninja and Monster still alive with no eliminations as of yet. There's still 80 players left alive, though.
They are going into retail.
But we just saw, so Strugs is here in his duo, and Morgals and One Shot Girl left.
No, it looks like Morgals and One Shot Girl went back into retail. The the red team that's leaving retail is not Morgause or One Shot Girl. The two people that are near the black tops at the back end is Morgause and One Shot Girl against Fear and Strugs, and they're still pressing the issue. Strugs just went down. This fight has been going on for a very long time. Fear finally is down, so it's a 2v1. But Ninja and Monster hear this. Will they be able to capitalize off of the situation, or will they play too passive and potentially miss out on some easy cleanups? Nick Mercs and Hysteria taken down by CLG, Crispy, and Bobby Bojangles.
My goodness. And now they need to make their way over to that floating island to make the rotation.
They have enough time to pop the meds that they need. It's actually
That's a chug. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
That is a nice find right there. So I'm not too worried about these guys. They're gonna get the shields that they need, and then they're gonna go ahead and rotate away. B-Sox and Aragon landing on top of them. I think they smell some blood, and they're pushing Bobby.
Crispy has to commit. Did he commit though? Is it enough? Aragon. Oh, Crispy goes down.
Crispy goes down, does not get the chug jug off. He still has it on him. Oh! That is so well played by Aragon and B-Sox. Noticing that there was a team that was weak and just straight committing to it just in time to stop the chug jug. If that chug jug had gone off, it might have gone a different way.
Now over to Kayun. Ray's fire is down, and he's at the edge of the map. Solomon Bay Soldier, though, at the edge. Creo and Zextro are here as well.
Bay Soldier is going underneath. There's actually like a passageway underneath that will get him into the house if he needs to. You
got to think, why wouldn't Solomon just back off? I mean, he knows Bay Soldier already went under.
And the Storm's going to be pushing them out of here very soon. They don't have to travel too far. They just have to get to the racetracks, the edge of the racetracks. But it's still going to get pretty hairy if they stay here as the Storm engulfs them, because I don't see a lot of meds on these guys. You know, Zextro has 10 bandages, and him and his partner are healthy, but if they get shot at and the Storm closes, it can get ugly.
Bay Soldier here in a tough spot. And they're just kind of playing it a little bit passively. I think they just need to get aggressive. They have advantage. Oh, but look at his AR. He's only got 28 there, so 1 clip remains. And besides, he's only got the SMG and the TAC, so...
Both teams are disengaging. Creo and Zextro, they know they have the advantage in the situation. They've had the advantage, so it looks like...
Can he catch Psalm?
Yep.
Can he catch Psalm?
I think he is.
Yep. He does!
There it is. Now it's a 1v2 for Bay Soldier. Sometimes there's a rift over here, but it seems like the rifts have been used. Unless we don't see it from this angle. There doesn't seem to be a rift. They got to get to the edge of the circle. There is one player standing inside the building of the racetracks. That's Ghost Kayun. He was the solo that was there. He's kind of weak, but he's got a sniper rifle out. It looks like he's looking to try to get a pick on one of these guys rotating into the Storm.
Take a look at this new safe zone. Look how much farther they have to go.
They really got to go.
They just made it in. Look, they downed that player out in the Storm, and he's just chilling there. No loot for them, but look, they have to fight their way after
Soldier
this.
Losing his shields. Nades coming in from Kayun. Look, you hear these nades? It nearly caught Creo off guard. He's doing a good job defending himself.
Just pop the slurp fast. Pop the slurp thing.
Kayun got hit once. Now Zextro knows Kayun is at white health. He does not have any shields. He knows that. It's a 2v1, but they got to be careful. If that fight gets dragged out, the Storm will win at the end of the day.
Look how many players have already made it to safety in this new zone. They're going to just look to fortify and see where the new safe zone is. Zayden Aspect, Lucky Llamas. And again, man, I'd love to take a look at the current scoreboard so everyone at home can see where the players are at. But I don't know that we're going to see 7 broken here. I mean, we still have plenty of players, but... I think getting eliminations in the late game is a little bit easier. Yeah.
And 2 really good players that are very, very deadly in the late game is DMO and Bizzle, and they're currently leading with 3 elims, and they're both alive, and they both seem to be healthy. They're a little bit further away from the Storm, about 200 meters away, but they'll probably get in. And if they can make it to the late game, they're a team that I could definitely see breaking that 7 elims. DMO and Bizzle. They do play rather safe. Oh! Shots going back and forth between EU Ashton and his partner, but they're taken out by Aragon and B-Sox. 4 limbs for them. That's going to secure a point, put them on the board.
That's right, and we'll get the scoreboard. There it is, up for you right there. So B-Sox and Aragon, just like you talked about, 4 eliminations. They've got a point on the board. Now DMO, another duo you talked about.
one elimination away, but so was Excel's and his duel as well. And take a look, Tfue and Cloak still alive as well.
Live and healthy, not too far away
Poach.
from the circle.
And Vivid still here.
There's some definitely heavy swingers that are still up. So we'll see. We'll see who turns up. But I'm gonna make an early guess that Demo and Bizzle will make it far into the game, and they might be our first team to potentially even get a Royale flush.
Oh man, the predictions coming out from Cypher PK.
Watch them just go down as soon as I say that.
Kayun just went down to Typical Gamer.
Typical Gamer. So I'm wondering what happened there, because last I checked, Kayun was alone with the two guys at the racetracks. So he might have been rotating and gotten caught off guard from Typical. He didn't have any health. He only had like 30 health remaining.
Right. And now B-Sox got tagged up, so he's got to take some minis, bandage up. I mean, they're just north side of the circle, so they've got plenty of time to get in and get safe.
Look at their mats. 1,000 wood, 1,000 metal.
My gosh.
They've got a lot of extra minis. They've got a decent loadout.
I mean,
They're looking for it. They're looking for the win, and I think they're looking for the Royale flush, because these guys are smart enough to know that that's what it's going to take to win. He got hit a few times. Luckily for him, he does have a lot of extra minis, so he's not going to really lose too much. It's just he's going to have to spend 2 minis here to get back up to 50 shield.
Ooh, a
Blue crate
supply drop. Okay, so this is coming in.
It's going to land on the tree.
Oh.
Well, actually, no, it won't. It's going right past the tree. It just looked like it from that angle.
Yeah. Boop. Question is, who decides to get cheeky and rotate in, especially near how close it is to the storm wall there?
Lane and Sketch. I think they have the best position to go for it, but it looks like they're not going to go for it.
I mean, it's pretty dangerous. I'll give them that.
My assumption is that they're already stacked in terms
Yeah.
of loot,
Like,
and they think it's not worth the risk. A team that would go for it usually are the team that like they really need it, like they need a launch pad or they need the extra shields. So even going for a crate could be a sign of weakness that other people could exploit.
That's a great point, especially if they make their way in and they burn a lot of mats and end up dying for it, or terrible things happen. It's just too much of a risk at this
Creo
point.
and Zexro passing near Chap and 72 Hours are winners from last game.
I'm curious to see. So taking a look at them, I don't think
they have an elim.
I don't think. Let me double check to see how many eliminations 72 Hours and Chap has. I will get back to you in just a moment. They have no eliminations. You're right, Cypher. 0 eliminations on the board for them as of now.
Still 52 people left, so
Oh, yeah.
Tfue and Cloak, they got 2 elims, and they've got a good amount of materials. They do have a rift to go. He's going to slide down here, use the enemy builds, gets tagged, unfortunately. You see, that's a good example of somebody trying to avoid using resources and then it not paying off. If he had made it through there without using those resources, it would have been good because he probably saved like 100 or 200 wood.
Yep.
But he ended up actually paying the price for it and taking too much damage. So
Look who's down below. Bolton Naga Ops, who's ready for the pump action shotgun
doesn't have
out.
any shields. If Tfue and Cloak realize that it's a solo underneath them, I bet they'll pressure him. They just got to be careful from State and Aspect, who are holding the high ground right now with a good amount of resources and materials.
I think all the duos still left alive in the game are currently in the safe zone. I would imagine. Oh, someone's doing take the L.
I think the solo underneath is doing take the L.
Oh, that's so BM. All right, new safe zone time. Where's
All
it
right,
gonna
let's
be?
see where the circle goes. It's so close to them. They're not going to use the rift. They're going to go ahead and just manually rotate into the circle. There's no reason to waste the rift right now. There might be. They got a little bit lucky with the circle being on their side, so they'll hold on to that. And maybe if the next circle is going further away, they'll go ahead and take that rift and try to take the high ground. Tfue and Cloak love fighting on the high ground.
Pulled Naga up still down below.
Oh yeah, they're looking at somebody, shooting at somebody. But they definitely are aware that somebody is beneath them. And sooner or later, they're going to realize that there's only one set of footsteps that they're hearing, and they might take that as a sign to start pushing.
Ooh.
He's got a lot of ammo with this
10
quad
rockets.
launcher.
Double barrel as well. I mean, look at the loadout.
There's some loot over there. There's a trap. You got to take that trap out. Watch your back. That wall is not his. That brick wall is not his. Okay, now actually, it's his partner.
That would have been crazy, right?
Yeah.
So just slithers in, like, hello, let me have your loot, please. And again,
It's kind of hard
man,
to tell sometimes.
Yeah, in the heat of the moment, definitely
Yeah.
is. But now we got to see, man. It's time to start making these rotations. We got 60 seconds before this area is engulfed by the storm.
Oh, man.
Look how many players are just moving.
Bizzle goes down and he's eliminated, and DMO is currently sitting at 10 health. I really thought this was going to be their game. I shouldn't have said anything. They're both eliminated
Cast
now.
the curse.
Aragon and Vsauce with 5 elims, looking to get their 6. Vsauce goes down and gets thirsted. Can Aragon secure the 6 elim to get 2 points for this game? He gets some solid shots with the pump. He's building. He has 400 metal left, so he definitely has enough. Will he find this player rotating? He's already done a lot of damage to him. He's got to be careful. But I know what he wants. He needs that 6 elim, and he doesn't get it. Riftmate takes him out.
Ooh.
A lot of players going down here on the rotation. Tfue and Cloak getting pressure with grenade launchers.
my
He goes
gosh.
down. This is going to be it for Tfue if Cloak doesn't protect him. Is Cloak safe? Yes, but there's more grenade launchers coming back at them. Still alive. I'm looking at the kill feed. Tfue is still alive.
Nate Hill is alive as well. Cowboy says bye, eliminates Ranger, and now look, Cypher, they've got to go northeast there.
Look at the pressure that Savage. They
Tfue's
just
down.
eliminated Tfue, and now they have Cloak on them. Cloak is moving out, but gets taken out by Cowboy. There's not much that can be done there. Dude, so far, Tfue and Cloak have made it to the late game. They've gotten a few limbs, but they haven't been fortunate enough to translate it into points.
Right.
Nate Hill and Symphony, we've seen them do some serious work, and they're doing it again. They're sticking really close to each other, and look, they're focus firing other duos. They know he get a knock right there. If they're going for the thirst, they got on a limb.
That was 72 hours.
72 hours, and Chap is still alive.
Where
Will be
is
able
he,
to
though?
clutch it.
What a great find, taking down Tom. And now
All right.
look at all these players trying to navigate to the new safe zone.
All right, I think they're going to try to meet up together. Symphony, yep, there we go. He
grenade
dropped
launcher.
down towards them. These guys like to play near each other. They play the best when they're near each other. They spotted someone on the side. He just went down. Symphony running up, gets shot at, but Nate Hill's going to follow it up. Do some serious damage, but doesn't finish off that opponent. There is Symphony healing up. Storm is almost done closing. There we go. All right, he's dropping a med kit for Symphony. They're still both going to be very healthy.
Now we're going east.
Gonna split
Across
the
the
bandages.
desert.
Strafe and Joseph have the ultimate high ground right now. But will they be able to keep it on these rotations? We'll find out. Poach and Vivid
Still down below.
still down below. Low ground warriors. Tempo goes down from Aspect.
Everyone's just trying to make their way to this new safe zone. They have so far to go.
Envy Linane gets taken out from Babe Jesus. Tempo
down.
gets taken out. A lot of big names getting taken out. Good shot from Night Zero. Almost securing that 4th elim. He needs one more to get another point on the board. Will he get it? Will he get the point he needs?
Coming in, trying to.
It's choking him out with the storm, but that's not going to be enough. Colton takes him out, but now Colton has to go up a hill. Chap is still alive, ladies and gentlemen, but he has 40 brick remaining. He needs to get an elimination here and secure some materials if he wants to come out alive, or he can use the grappler to take the high ground and catch somebody off guard. Those are his 2 options. He needs to make one soon. He'll probably do something on the rotate while people have their guard down. Someone just threw a shockwave and shot him into the storm. Now he's exposed in the open, and he's being pressured. He has no more materials left. He needs to get that grappler out and do something. Someone's right in front of him, going for the shot. Swaps back to his pump on accident. Going into the storm, going up top.
go.
He has one more use of that grappler. He needs to use it wisely, or he needs to secure an elim and get the materials. He gets dropped down by Liquid Poach. You can't do that to your own teammate.
Poach was ready for Chap's place down. He edited him down.
Poach and Vivid still alive, and they've got enough materials to potentially secure this last circle. Symphony and Nate Hill are on the low ground right now. They're on the low ground. They're putting some pressure up top. Poach is by himself right now. Vivid is down. if Poach gets one more limb, he'll secure a point. He's stuck in between two teams.
Oh, man.
My guess is Poach is going to focus the guys underneath him. The guys on top are probably going to be able to heal or tank the storm on their own.
Now keep in mind though, he does have that grappler. He's got the double barrel.
He could go up. He could go up, but my assumption is that he's too focused with the guys below. And the team that he'll have an easier time defeating is the guys below him. But if he goes up, and it looks like he might do that, it's probably the best play for him. He's running low on mats. He needs to go up. He's dropped down. He got the double barrel. Takes out both of them. He took out both of them with a double barrel. I told you Liquid Poach is insane with the double barrel. He's not going to be able to heal, though. This is going to go to the team up top. But that was an insane play from Liquid Poach. Did you see the accuracy? He took out both Symphony and Nate Hill with a double barrel. That is his favorite shotgun, and it shows.
Just unbelievable play coming out of the Liquid boys, and sure enough,
Liquid
it is
Strafe.
Liquid Strafe, another of the Liquids.
The Liquids were
Victory
there in the
Royale.
end.
Can they even be mad at each other? Can chat be mad? Can Poach be mad?
I think Strafe, you know, got revenge for Chap, and I think it's like this, you know, three-way fight, and it'll equalize itself. That was insane. Poach, you're a beast, man. Honestly, the double pump, I mean, the double barrel, it's taken out two of the best players in that lobby with two clean shots. They both had shields. Neither of them were weak. They had shields and they had health. He landed two clean shots with the double barrel. Very clutch. That was insane. Securing second place. Doesn't win, but definitely play of the game.
Style points. Style points, Poach. My goodness. That was insane.
It's a bad man. That is a bad man. You don't want to fight him when he has the double barrel. I've seen him do some crazy stuff with it, and that's just one of it. That's just one of his moments, double barrel moments. There's probably a montage out there of Poach destroying people with the double barrel.
My goodness.
Even after the nerf, the double barrel is still strong in his hands.
Poach.
I'm a little jealous because every time I pick it up, I swear I'm never going to pick it up again. I'm like, no more double barrel. I'm just going to pick up a green pump over a gold double barrel. And now I'm going to go home tomorrow, and I'm going to pick up a gold double barrel, and I'm going to die, and I'm going to blame Poach for being good with it.
Poach, why are you so good at the game? Just stop, man. You're making... Come on, man. We'll have highlights ready in just a moment, but boy, oh boy, match number 5 did not disappoint. And I think we have one more game left to play. Cypher, I mean...
So, Game 4, no heal off. Game 5, no heal off. Game 6, most likely no heal off. And people are playing aggressive, and they're turning up, and they're realizing that there's not much left for them. There's only one more game left, so they got to make it count. They got to go all out. All or nothing. Go big or go home. That's the plan.
You think it's full send, just like eliminations galore now?
Well, think about it. 7 elims is currently the lead.
Right.
That's a lot easier to beat than 11. And EU tied 11 in the last game. So I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of shifts here at the end in terms of elim. I'm hoping that a team comes out and they're like, all right, guys, we don't care about the placements. Let's just try to get more than 7 elims. It's definitely manageable. And it's going to get you 3 points for the 8 elim bonus. Pretty good for your score.
That could be pretty good. We'll take a look at the highlights coming out of match number 5 on the day. Man, I don't even know where to begin, honestly. And there was like quite a bit that happened in the last top 20. But boy, oh boy, this game did not disappoint. Action throughout. I mean, there were so many where one player goes down and the other player steps up and makes the save. Let's not forget Kayun, who was alive for a super long time here as well.
Strafe with the sneak attack right there. Strafe is the one who made the shockwave play against Chap.
Yep. And it really, I mean, it forced him to use...
First, Chap gets thrown across because Strafe, his teammate, throws him into the storm, and then he comes back, and then it gets edited down by Poach.
Man, and Strafe was in such a great position, right? Yep. Maintaining that high ground. They were on ultimate low ground. He just has to drop down.
If Poach wasn't in the picture, and it was Symphony and Nate Hill on the bottom with Strafe and his partner on the top, it might have gone differently because that was a pretty big drop. So any person who accidentally slips from up there, if they get shot down, it'll go in Nate Hill and Symphony's favor. But Poach being in the middle ground made it so much more difficult for Nate Hill and Symphony to really even attack the high ground because he was in between them and he was protecting the high ground unintentionally. Poach's best play there could have been to maybe grapple to the top, but honestly what he did was just as insane to drop down like that and take out both Symphony and Nate Hill with 2 shots of the double barrel. Insane.
Highlight of the day so far, for sure, hands down. With that, Cypher, it's time to take a look at the standings coming out of game number 5. Chap in 72 hours maintain their lead now with 11 points. Nate Hill and Symphony, they show up with the 6 points coming in second. In third is Tempo and Geomach. In fourth, you've got Lenane and Sketch. And in fifth, Joseph is Cute and Liquid Strafe. That last Victory Royale puts them in a top 5. And don't forget, again, it's top 10 to place in the money. So right now, Poach and Vivid are fighting Creel and Zectro for that 10th place spot. And I mean, Poach with that double barrel, that put 2 additional points on the board, 2 eliminations on the board for them. So that's an extra point heading their way.
Liquid Chap 72 Hours, they got top 5 that game, so they're going to get an extra point. Separate them a little bit more from second and third.
Right.
I really do hope they take it home because they're Bush Bandits, but I do hope that another team comes out and puts on a show. Nate Hill and Symphony and Tempo and J-Mock both have a Victory Royale. They have 6 points. So my assumption is that one team either has more limbs or higher average placement. So it's going to be really important for them in this last game to even if they don't get 4 limbs or even if they don't get top 5, to place as high as possible and to get as many limbs as possible, just so that if they're still stuck at 6 points, they might be able to jump up a space.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, for you guys at home, what have you thought of the action all day? Don't forget to use that hashtag Fall Skirmish. These games have been insane. Slow start, but boy, oh boy, has the action definitely kicked up. Obviously, represent your favorite club. The final week is next week. That culminates at TwitchCon. And obviously, we have trials coming up later during the earliest of the week, or earlier side of the week. Our players are, again, boarding the battle bus. They're all getting ready. They're finding their seats. We'll be hopping into match number 6 here in just a moment. If you're just tuning in, if you just got here, what have you been doing all day? You missed the 6 games of Europe. You missed the 5 games we've had so far. What have you? It's okay. You probably had something important.
At least they're here.
At least you're here. Thank you for joining us. If this is the first time you've ever watched Fortnite, we're glad you're joining us. Here we go. Match number 6 is underway.
Creo que esta es la última batalla 6, si no estoy mal.
You think so? This has to be the game. Don't forget.
¿Alguien sabe qué ha pasado con las runas?
The highest chap, 72 hours.
Alguien que me diga qué ha pasado con las runas, porfa.
7 eliminations.
I don't see why Chap and 72 don't just go for it. They have such a huge lead.
Yeah, they just go full send. Why not? Last game, leave it all on the table. You don't want to be that duo that does, that plays and gets eliminated and just doesn't, you got to think, at the end of the day, you have to walk away saying, look, I gave it my all. I put it on the table, and maybe it worked out, maybe it didn't, but I can't be disappointed with my gameplay.
This is a pretty tough bus for anybody trying to land on the right side of the map.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's going down through tilted, through lucky landing. It's at a weird angle for anybody landing on the right side, but there's still a lot of people stretching to the right side. We'll just have to see where the initial storm is, and if it's on the right side, then that's good for them.
A lot of players making their way up toward Lazy Links, Risky Reels, Wailing Woods as well. Now here's the question I'm going to pose, Cypher. Where in the world are Aiden and Nickmerks? Are they back at Tilted Towers?
I think they are.
Did they go to Tilted Towers for the last game? Did they opt to say, you know what, guys, we're going to give you the best entertainment possible? Tilted Towers meetup.
Really happy that Nickmerks today showed up and threw some shots back at Aiden. I know they're going to be partnering up together, but I like seeing that. Nickmerks is my guy. Yeah. There he is.
Take a look in Tilted Towers. Now I can't see. They don't have any eliminations. Nothing crazy's happened just yet. Nox and Daquan are here as well. There's only, 2 other duos that are here as well.
Aiden decided to land in Greasy Grove. Now that doesn't mean they won't meet up. If they come out of Greasy, they'll most likely rotate into Tilted.
That's true.
And you already know that Nick does not leave Tilted until the storm pushes them out of Tilted. So he'll be there.
Waiting, lurking in the shadows. But look, Kitty Plays and Gorilla are here. Kitty's looking hurt. She needs some bandages. Boo Boo Bush finds Grand Pooh Bear there. And now they're currently in the safe zone, right? It's basically centered around Greasy Grove, so Loot Lake, Pleasant Park. all in the safe zone.
Yep.
That means Risky Reels players have got a far way to
So
run.
that's really tough for anybody who landed on the right side, because not only did they have to stretch really far, now they don't have a lot of time left before the storm starts closing in on them. So if you had landed on the left side of the map, you're at a huge advantage right now. Base Soldier.
He's cracked super low.
One shot girl
finds
taking out
Psalm.
And Psalm is Base Soldier's teammate, right?
Yes.
Base Soldier's now in between two teams. There's actually somebody sniping from the hills.
Are they on Viking Village up top? Where are they right now?
I don't know, but they're coming down fast. Look, you can see on the map, there's a team that is coming down from the hill towards Pleasant Park.
Oh man, they are moving. They must have taken a rift.
Morgallison, One Shot Girl, gonna go ahead and start farming. Get some minis maybe out of this chest. That would be very, very useful. Medkit, not too bad either, but they already had one.
Yeah.
They definitely are looking for some shields. I don't know if these houses have been looted, but if they haven't, get there as soon as possible. One Shot Girl looks like she just picked up some shields. I think she did.
Parallax and Kenneth, and then it was actually Crispy and Bobby Bojangles were the ones taking the shots at Margossi, is what I believe.
Yep.
And now look, they're just chilling. They're like, okay, if we see them, you know, we can.
Yeah,
we can
I think
team
they were
fire.
hoping that fights would ensue and that they could take advantage of that. But since they're seeing that's not happening, they're backing up. They do have to be careful. There is a team on the hill behind them. That team doesn't necessarily have an angle to look at them right now, but if they look over the top, they could easily get lasered. And they're not sitting at a huge shield pool, and they don't have extra shields, so they got to be careful.
Back and Nick
Hysteria
towers
is down.
Oh wow, Nick Merckx is by himself. No eliminations.
He's got the heavy sniper.
He's ready to rumble.
And he's got the grappler, which is really good for Tilted Towers. You can swing around from building to building very easily with the grappler. It gives you insane mobility, especially in a place like Tilted. You got a lot to swing from.
Man, this is a tough order. You gotta either run into J Cuddy or Salt, or run into Aragon and B-Sox, both of which excellent duos. So Daquan is also here. Let's not forget about that.
Ideally, Nick will probably wait until those duos fight, and I think they will, just because the Tilted Towers is in the circle. So there's no rush. All the teams are going to be sitting down, kind of waiting for some action. It looks like J Cuddy and Salt are leaving Tilted. That sniper just came from Nick. He was looking to land a heavy sniper shot.
Did his best. And now, I mean, he might have just given himself away potentially. Hard to say. What's tough here, man, is that the safe zone is encompassing this area. So this is all the loot that they have access to. It's not like they can make a rotation to somewhere else and loot that. Now everyone is bringing the loot they've acquired here. So
yeah, most likely anywhere near here is already going to be looted or contested. Aragon, they're really chasing Salty and his partner. Like, I think this is a bit of a risky play because they're low on resources and they kind of need to farm. J Cuddy and Salty just took the high ground from them, so they kind of got baited into going down low. But Aragon's going to quickly build up top, and he's going to be hit with a stink bomb, forcing him to move away. Still holding the high ground, gets a shot off. He's going to edit the ramp down.
That's another one. Cuddy is
really
down.
Good edit coming in from Aragon. You see how he cut that ramp backwards towards him? That's a very, very good way to edit that, because what it does is if you try to edit it just as a complete ramp, a lot of times you might get stuck on the other side or your opponent might slip through. But that's a very, very clean edit. And it guarantees that, one, your opponent won't really have a lot of cover, and you catch them off guard with that.
Yep. And there we see Monster went down, and that was a straight elimination. So Monster and Ninja are out here in game number 6.
Have 3 limbs right now. They're low on health, but they're in the safe zone, and they have 3 limbs, which is a good look.
So Excel's here, and I mean, he's basically got like, what, effectively 101 HP?
Yep. And Savage doesn't have too much health either.
Now less.
They're pushing Baldy. Baldy knocks one of them down. Is he going to take them out? Hits him for 170 with the pump. That is the most damage you can get with the blue pump. What a shot. He has 1 HP left. Baldy cannot be happy about that engagement. He nearly 1v2'd them. He deserved that 1v2, but he got hit so hard with that pump. Great shot from Savage. And no, that was from Excels. Great shot from Excels.
Back over to Daquan and knocks in Tilted Towers.
Putting pressure on Nick Merckx.
Nick still just running through these buildings. There is another duo here just east of them. They crack a few times a day, but they miss. Aragon and B-Sox. And again, man, you talked about it. Nick Merckx still just down below. He's really not in a great spot right now. He just has to kind of wait this out.
Well,
And
for Nick, this is a great spot. For him, he likes to be in here. He likes to use the
low
walls.
grounds
And,
and-
yep.
Mhm.
There's actually someone in the room right behind him. He doesn't realize it. There's somebody behind him. Salty is standing still.
you can, he knows.
Salty knows he's there, but Nick Merckx is moving out. And Nick is
Oh, no.
very
In
lucky
front of him.
to have moved out like that.
Oh gosh, light pole, gotta be careful.
Yep.
Aragon and B-Sox just walk right by him like ships in the night. And look at the new safe zone, Cypher. Look how much farther to the west that is. It's
Half of it is in the water.
Yeah, the play space, not gonna be a
And
lot
guess what?
here.
You see how many people are using that vortex? They're all gonna land on the side of Tilted or Greasy, and there's gonna be a huge congestion of players on the right side of that safe zone. So right now, ideally, you want to get in and you want to keep moving in as deep as you can to the left to avoid players, if you're trying to avoid players. But if you're looking for a fight, be on the right side.
Well, Kitty Plays and Gorilla are looking for a fight against Ghost.
Ghost Aiden just got sniped from the right side.
Ooh.
He's going to go ahead and pop some bandages. I don't know if he has minis, but that was a very, very nice snipe, and it's going to set him back quite a bit. They've got somebody beneath them. That's Kitty Plays' partner. Envy Gorilla is underneath. So they've got a bit of a vantage point here. Kitty, unfortunately, accidentally broke down some of her structures. They'll have to rebuild. Ghost Aiden hears somebody below, and he's trying to push Envy Gorilla. He's just looking for him. You hear some grenade launcher shots coming in from the north. There's a team, Naga Ops and Dusty, shooting some grenade launcher shots at Kitty Plays and Envy. And they're going to go ahead and go low. When you're in a fight like this, the lower you are to the ground, the less likely you are to get third party, just because you're harder to spot. The people up top are easier to spot. Envy Gorilla,
That's a grenade!
And throws a grenade. Aiden avoids it. I definitely expect him to avoid it.
Wow.
That was a good nade placement by Envy Gorilla. Very, very risky play because, you know, Aiden could have potentially shot him in the face. Aiden's breaking through. He replaces the floor. Tries to edit through. Envy Gorilla keeps moving away.
This is a tough spot. Look
He
at the
plays
mini-map.
underneath, farming.
You got someone zipping in. That's FaZe Cloak who's zipping in as well. And look, Naga Ops and Dusty, they're just chilling. They're like, yeah, you guys fight it out. They force Kitty Plays and Gorilla into Ghost Aiden. And look, you even have a duo coming in on the
Cloak
northeast
is by
there.
himself. I assume Tfue is down.
We'll take a look here in just
That
a
is
second.
his pyramid right now.
Yeah, I believe FaZe Cloak is by himself.
Liquid and 72 Hours are on the hill. Do you see them there? They're on the hill near Snobby Shores, near the Viking Hill. They're just camped up on the side.
Oh man, so 75 players left.
Kenneth getting a shotgun on Ghost Snood. Last I checked, Kenneth and Parallax had 3 limbs. That's going to secure them a point. They might even have more than that.
Savage
Let's take a
slows
look at the
Parallax.
scoreboard when we can, just to see which teams are approaching that 7 elimination mark.
Aspect, they disengage. Vape Jesus down below here. His teammate is Briz. So taking a look at the current scoreboard, 4 points is the current highest of Excels and Savage. 3 points for 3 eliminations for TSM Daquan, DSM Quan, and Nox as well.
Unfortunately, Kenneth and Parallax looks like they just got eliminated shortly after
That's right.
securing that point.
So currently Excels and Savage. The front runners with 4 eliminations. Don't forget, guys.
Still 71 people.
Yeah, 71 people, and the current leader in eliminations is Chapin 72 Hours and Lenane and Sketch both with 7 eliminations. Some hoping to see that broken this game, but we'll see about that as the game continues to unfold. And here we go, man. Again, don't forget the effective play space here, super, super small. I'm very excited to see where this new safe zone is going to be. Please take us out over the water. Just take us out.
Excels
let's
gets
just
a
do something
knock.
crazy. Come on. Okay, we're going northwest rather. So we're going right
Rio.
around Viking Village, Viking Hill. What did you call it?
Viking Hill. That's
Viking
what
Hill.
I call it.
be Viking Village with BB.
Oh yeah, Viking Village. I think I do call it Viking Village. I don't know. Sometimes I call it Viking Hill.
Or Valhalla, I guess.
Valhalla.
Yeah.
That's what Tim calls it.
Yeah. Zexro and Creo though still here. I mean, you know, Cypher, I don't know how we continue to put 70 players into a single game and have them all be alive, but here we are.
He's throwing some clingers up at Ray is fire. It's not really going to be effective, but it's going to push him off of the high ground and force him to move over the top of them. Creo and Zexro are not in a good spot right now. They're being pressured from Ray, and they're going to throw down a trap to kind of force them to move away. Ghost Kayun is going to be shooting from the side while his partner stays up top. Ray's fire knocks one of them, but takes some serious damage and takes out Creo as well. Even though he had 40 health remaining, he went for the shot, landed it, and even if he didn't, Ghost Kayun would have easily came in and cleaned up. I hear some footsteps approaching. You got to be careful here. Kayun hears somebody throwing nades. He's going to go over the top. He's looking for that opponent. He's got the double barrel. He sort of spots him in the house.
Yeah.
Let's see what he can do. He's going to place these grenade launchers. They kind of bounced a little bit too much there. Fell into the storm. Right now, I think they don't know for sure if that's a single player or a duo. But once they realize that it's just a single player, Ghost Kayun is going to put some pressure from both sides, from the top and the bottom. Clean compact SMG spray coming in from Kayun. That's going to secure a point for Elims on the board. If anyone's going to make it happen, I think these guys are going to make it happen. But every time I say that, they get eliminated. So maybe they won't make it happen. I'm not even sure. I hope they do.
But also
Kayun is a straight slayer.
They got to go, though, Cypher.
And Ray's fire is also doing a great job this match. They're both working together really well. They don't have a whole lot of materials, but they have enough to make something happen. And if they do get a couple of limbs here, they'll easily replenish their materials and get back into it.
Sace's teammate eliminated there in the final game of the day, and he's taking quite a bit of damage.
King Richard took out his teammate.
Spear is down. Look, he's about to fall to the storm. Richard does have that double barrel.
Does not have a lot of health here. It gets tagged up. If this storm starts ticking, it's going to take too much from him.
Don't panic. Build.
I think people realize that he's weak, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on him. He does have enough mats, but it's just not enough. Gank Cease takes him out.
Now, just 30 more seconds before we get a new safe zone. Cease.
Oh, he's getting shot at.
Wow. And that was Liquid Strafe up top. K-Sid and Cowboy Says Hi are also up top. Amber Games takes down Envy Gorilla. So that makes me wonder if Kitty Plays is down as well.
Cease needs one more limb to get a point on the board. He's going to use the grappler. You see he's getting closer to them because it's actually a tougher angle while they're on the hill to get that shot off.
Cloak takes down Ghost Aiden, so he's now out of match number 6.
Cloak was by himself too, so it's very impressive. Bizzle and Demo still alive.
Oh man, we're going north.
I really want to see what Kayun and Ray's Fire are doing.
Look, Bizzle immediately builds for it. Is he going to do it?
He's going for it. He's going for it. They kind of do need the shields. Weefo and Colton are going to go ahead and launch pad into the circle. They'll probably go right over the top of Horrify. He looked for the rocket shot, but they turned around and he decided not to go for it. He's got to be careful not to use too many materials here. He will get that knockdown, sliding back down the hill. I don't think he really meant to do that. He wants to go up top. They want to get up on this hill.
I saw him for just a split second there. Wasn't enough to fire the rocket.
Colton is right behind him. Colton getting sprayed from the team down below. DMO and Bizzle taking shots, taking off Colton's shield. He still has a little bit of shield left, and it looks like he's popping some minis.
That's
rocket shots from underneath.
Wow.
They might have gotten that from the care package.
That is a great point. Was that down below? Yeah, I believe so. Right in front, though, Horrify is there. They've got that shockwave grenade.
Another launch pad for Thweefo and Colton. It's very fortunate they had another one to help reposition because they weren't safe quite yet. The circle is finishing on top of the hill. So you can either climb up the hill or you can hang out on the side of the hill like what Bizzle and Demo are about to do right here.
Cypher, I don't know about this, man. It just depends on where we're going with the new safe zone.
If it goes on the other side of the hill, DMO and Bizzle need to immediately rotate, and they will. They're smart enough, and they always like to do that early rotation. So if that circle goes to the northeast, expect DMO and Bizzle to be running as fast as they can to get to the safe zone. They're not going to wait. They're not going to risk doing a late rotation.
Man, they're just taking their time. Go School, shotgun saves, replays takedowns, takes down HD and eliminates him completely.
He's got 4 shots with that RPG. He needs to make it work. 8 shots with RPG up top with Tfue. They're in a good spot now. They have the high ground. They have a healthy amount of materials, and now they even have more rocket ammo. Yellow goes down. Don't know if that was to the storm or if he was lost to the storm. So whoever was shooting at him, unfortunately, does not get that kill credit.
And now Tfue and Colton again. Look at the new safe zone.
I really want to see what Kayun and his partner, Raise Fire, are up to. They were leading with 5 limbs or 4 limbs. They might make it happen. Tfue, look at that. He risked building over the top, and he made it work using very minimal materials. So now he gets to rotate without spending too many materials. And you can see that he's being smart about his material use. He's not really doing too many layers on his push. He even has a little bit of time to farm a little bit. It seems like there's somebody.
I mean, look at the mats though.
Yep, they've got enough. They've got enough 700 metal. You can burn through that really quickly, but he's being very precise. He's taking a little bit of a risk, but they're going to replenish a little bit here. They're going to replace all the walls here of this building and make it their own.
Down to 36 players in the current lobby. A lot of them need to start making these rotations, or they're going to get caught on the side of the mountain.
Ghost, Kayun, and Raise Fire have been eliminated, unfortunately.
They were
leading in the limbs. The current lead, and actually Savage and them have also been eliminated. Bizzle and DMO are currently alive with 5 limbs. 2 more, and they'll tie. And I think that's...
They can do it.
I said it in the beginning. I said they're going to go for the Royale flush. These guys are experienced at winning. They know how to win. They know how to get the limbs. If anyone's going to make it happen, it's going to be them. Oh, they just got to be very smart. The last time I said that, they immediately went down. So let's just keep an eye on these guys and see what their plan is for this late game action. The biggest downfall right now is they don't have a lot of materials.
Right. I mean, look at DMO's AR count, 3 bullets.
So they might not even be going for the win at this point. They might be trying to get some limbs. If they get 3 limbs, they'll have the 25K. And a good shot from Bizzle.
Finds one.
Unfortunately, that was not his limb, but there is some loot on the floor there. Will they be able to loot it? I'm not sure. I don't think Bizzle was able to loot it. He's being shot by another player. He's running down to his last few materials. DMO is pushing to give him some cover fire. They're out of mats. They're getting shot from every side. DMO goes down. They just didn't have enough materials to make this work. The storm is pushing really fast. I don't think he'll be able to make it out because he needs 2 materials to go up this ramp. It's not enough. It's just moving way too fast right now, and he's behind. It's ticking for 10. He's
it's not going to be. Does he find one? He doesn't. He did chip for 86, but
EMAD and AN2NY have 5 limbs, but they also are running low on materials. And the reason why a lot of people are low on materials is because going up a hill costs a lot of mats, and going down a hill costs just as much. So these guys are using so many materials, rotating. There we go, splitting some of the mats between EMAD, but that's still not a whole lot of materials to work with. Mid still alive, taking out FaZe Tempo.
This is it, Cypher.
Colton and Tfue, by the way, have 6 limbs right now.
Oh, they are close, but
they're in the storm, and Tfue goes down. It's up to Colton to get 1 more limb, and I think he went down as well. Okay. No, he's still alive. He's still alive. He's in the middle. He's in a great position right now. Hopefully he has enough materials. He needs one more limb to tie the 7. He needs 2 more to secure the prize pool of 25,000 for most limbs in a single match. Colton, do your thing. Do your thing.
That's the other one's right in front of him.
Okay, so that's 7 because that person will get knocked out by the storm. Will he be able to get the 8th limb? He has 64 health remaining. He has 300 wood left. He's getting hit by rockets. He needs to be careful here. One more for Colton. And he's taking home $25,000 with his partner. He's running out of mats. He's down to his last few builds. He needs to be careful. I don't think he realizes that he's running low on mats.
Just turn to the grappler. You've got the grappler. Use that to
He needs to use it to retake high ground.
Right there.
And catch somebody off guard. Somebody might edit him down if he's not careful. He's going to go ahead and drop all the way down, looking for that low ground. Look back up with your grappler. Do it.
Come on, you've got the grappler.
One more limb, Colton. It's $25,000 on the line. You could do it. Oh, look at this play.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, he needs to land the shot.
It's okay.
He's going for it.
Can he do it? It's so close.
Oh, he was so close. Ghost School down to how much health did Ghost School had? He barely had any health. What? He only had 30 health left. He landed one more AR shot. That would have been worth $25,000. That last AR shot was worth $25,000, and he did not finish. AN2NY with 59 health. They have 6 limbs as well. He could potentially take home the $25,000.
Coming down to the final moment, Cypher. 8 players remain. We see Clarify go down to Ghost School. And look.
6 potential limbs for AN. He gets the 7th limb. Now 4 people are tied. He needs to be careful here. He's got 2 medkits. If he can pop it and get 1 more limb, he will walk away with 25K.
Are we going to see another 3-way tie, Cypher?
There's already a 3-way tie.
That currently. But if Anthony can't pull something out here. Wait, Animal drops down, takes the fall damage.
There's a 4-way tie right now.
There's a 4-way tie.
Because Colton secured the 7th limb. He needed 1 more to get 8.
Oh my, okay.
There's a 4-way tie, and it's all in the hands of AN2. And AN2, he's going to go ahead and get the campfire and med kit off. So he looks like he's going for the win. But if he's smart enough, after using the campfire, he'll drop down immediately and try to get a quick elim. Please go for the elim. He's going to get knocked down right now if he doesn't. Is he coming back down? Is he going down for it?
The stink bomb is huge.
He's going for the win. He's going for the win. He's not going to go for the elim. He's going for the win, and he's going to get the win.
He is going to get the win.
That is this. Honestly, that's a smart move. It is the smart move. He tied. There's a 4-way tie. So 8 people will be splitting $25,000. That's
wow.
And he secures the win as well.
That is huge.
I think going for the win there was the smarter play in terms of placement. So it was smart of him. I wish he had gotten 8 limbs, but great job, man.
So to be clear, in the game in Europe, we saw a 3-way tie for the most eliminations. And instead of saying we're going to also get 11, they say we're just going to top you and get a 4-way tie. We'll get final confirmation on that with the final roster that all tied. Wow. Where do we even begin with this? Match number 6. That was pretty crazy. I'll tell you what. Why don't you just start off? What do you got? Oh.
Well, I want to say that any team that I was rooting for ended up just getting eliminated 30 seconds after I mentioned their name. So next time, I'm not going to say their name if I want them to win. It was really ridiculous to see them go down like that. But we did say that there was going to be a lot of shifts at the end. I was not expecting a 4-way tie. I think when we started that match, there was 2 teams with 7 limbs.
That's correct. That was Chap in 72 Hours and Lenane and Skatch.
Yep. And now we have 4 teams with 7 limbs.
Wow.
And there was so many situations where the teams that could have gotten 8 limbs just were so close. They were so close. Colton was 1 AR shot away from securing that 8th limb.
The last player had like 33 HP.
He had less than 30 health, and his AR does about 31, 32 health damage. So 1 AR shot away from securing that 8th limb. It would have gotten him 3 points and 25K. But he still did a good job. Got 7th, made it to the top 5. And who was the one that won? It was AN2NY.
Anthony and Emad.
Anthony.
Anthony and Emad.
Anthony.
GG.
Anthony could have gotten the 8th limb, but he played it safe, and I respect that. You're going for the win. Going for the win is definitely smarter than going for the cash prize. But it would have been so cool for him to finish that game off by dropping down, getting that 8th limb and the win, getting the Royale flush, securing first place, and walking home with 25,000, 35,000 because of the Royal flush.
That would have been 35.
So I don't know, man. Maybe he should have taken the risk. Maybe he should have. He would have felt bad if it didn't work out, but he would have felt really good if it worked out.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the highlights coming out of this last game on the day, match number 6. Yeah, I agree, man. I would have loved it to see Anthony. And when we tuned back in, he was like, nope, I've committed to the heal off. We're done. I want to win. And I mean, take a look. Anthony took down Tfue. Think about that. So during this whole time, Anthony not only takes this victory out with 7 eliminations, almost 8, but he also gets the victory out, takes down a Titan like Tfue. I mean, these games, dude. 12 games under the belt, Cypher. How are you feeling? Are you still alive?
Great, man. This is my first time doing anything like this, and I've had a blast. It's been so fun. It's Friday. We're watching Fortnite. We're just hanging out, having fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sitting at home, it's been. I mean, thank you so much. I've received so many kind words from everybody regarding the cast, and I'm really happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to doing this again in the future. So,
for sure,
thank
man.
you.
It's been great having you on cast. We are calculating final standings for you guys at home. That hashtag still a thing. Don't forget to use it. Let us know your thoughts. Tweet at your favorite moments to us. We'd love to see them. And obviously, if you're not following Cypher, stop what you're doing. Go to Twitch, follow him. Go to Twitter, follow him. This guy is absolutely incredible.
Google Plus.
What is that?
No, nothing.
Oh. Let's take a look at a package we actually have from Nate Hill and Symphony. These guys showing up as Slayer. And, man, they were working in tandem the whole
I really like to see that. It looks like they've been playing together for a really long time, but they only recently have linked up. So it's cool to see a duo come out and be this in sync with each other, having limited experience playing together.
And think about that. This is just maybe of the last few weeks of playing together. If they keep this up, we could have a very dangerous duo on our hands. And I mean, I was impressed. I mean, you called it out best. There was moments where they would come around a corner and be beaming the same person.
Yep,
or,
and that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
That way you can the faster you finish the fight, the less chance you have of getting third partied, the less chance you have of their teammates saving them or hitting one of you guys. If you're both doing the same thing, you finish it quicker, it's a lot safer, and it's a lot harder to defend against 2 people like that. Like you get caught off guard, and then you immediately play in the defensive. You never think, okay, let me go offensive against 2 people who are right in my face. You immediately try to play defensive, and they just break through your builds because they're both, double the speed of, two SMGs spraying at you, 2 shotguns, destroying your health. It's hard to stop that. It's a train.
Now you know who's not scared at all to engage 2 people at a time? That is Liquid Poach. Let's just relive this moment together. My God, in this moment, Poach is going to be dropped down and goes to old reliable double
138, 111. So accurate.
Oh,
and you could tell he didn't rush those shots. First shot was very quick. Second shot, he waited for the perfect opportunity. That's a smart play from a really good player. Arguably one of the best players in the world. Liquid Poach showing us why he's regarded as one of the best.
And with that, are you ready, Cypher?
I'm ready.
It's time. Let's take a look at the final standings here on the North American Games. 72 Hours and Liquid Chap are the victors here in week number 5. In second, you got Temple and Jailmock. In third, Anthony and Emad come out of nowhere to take that 3rd place spot. Nate Hill and Symphony in 4th. Animal and Kiwi Face in your top 5. Don't forget, top 10 are the ones that place in the money. Liquid Poach and Liquid Vivid get pushed out by King Richard and the General to take that top place and place in the money. And let's also not forget, Cypher, we've got 4 teams tied with 7 eliminations. That's Chap in 72 Hours, Linane Sketch, Anthony, Emad, and Colton and his duo partner. Wow, that was a mouthful. Yep. I need a moment to breathe and assess and process everything that I've just witnessed.
I mean, that's a little over $3,000 for everyone who, like, for each individual, each 8 of them will receive a 3,000 bonus for getting the 7 limbs, which is not bad. It's pretty good. Not pretty good for a few hours of Fortnite.
My friends. Now, one last thing I'd like to leave you guys with is the current club standings. I have no idea what these are, so let's just jump into it.
I think we know who's in the lead.
Is it still Bush Bandits?
Yep.
Bush Bandits with 3,720 points. Coming in at second, the Fortnites, 3,400 points. In third, I'm assuming, is Dusty Dogs, 3,270. Here's the thing, though. Did Lucky Llama... Nope. Rift Raiders still in fourth, 2,900. Lucky Llamas, where are you at? 2,725.
I want to say that when we started today's competitions, Bush Bandits was only in the lead by about 100 and something points compared to Fortnite and Dusty Dogs, and now they have a 320-point lead on second place and an even bigger lead on third place. So
that's right.
But don't forget the trials are coming up very soon. There will be some point shifts with the trials, and next week, TwitchCon, the finale.
Este directo de la FALL Skirmish, espero pues les haya gustado.
Till then, we hope you have an amazing weekend. We'll see you guys on the
ahí
battle
mostraron
bus.
los clubes que pues estaban participando y el club que pues lleva mayor puntaje en esta FALL Skirmish. Nada, esto es un directo de la semana 5 del torneo de la FALL Skirmish de Fortnite, amigos. Muchas gracias y espero les haya gustado el directo.